Microphone, get my seating posture adjusted a little bit, fluff out my chroma key. Come on. I don't want to put my brightness, I don't want to put my lights on maximum brightness if I can avoid it. Eh. Come on, fluff it, just like Dirk Diggler. Anyway, Dirk Diggler reference. Yeah, got a little dust on my desk. Okay, so today I got a real treat for you guys, but before we, do the thing, which is play a game, a classic game known as Metroid, I'm going to go ahead and pull up both the YouTube and the Rumble chat. And then from there, we can, go play Metroid. Okay, good. I got the Rumble chat. I got the YouTube chat. Am I streaming right now? Hope I am. Well, I guess I could check a couple of other places before I assume that I am live, because I don't look like I'm live. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm looking at the YouTube studio dashboard. I'm going to bet you it did the thing it did last week where it made a duplicate. I got to figure this out. I got to sit down with this and mess around with it, because clearly I've been having this weird issue. In fact, now my YouTube dashboard is blank. I've never seen that before. So I might be live right now, but for the moment at least, I don't really have any good indication of that. Oh, here we are. That's freaking annoying. Okay, I found the issue. I gotta fix it now, but I found the issue. So I found the correct chat, at least the YouTube chat. Oh, did I? I think I did. I don't know. But it looks like it's using the freaking show label from a completely different date. So I have to like copy pasta the the other ones. So I'm gonna take a moment to do that. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, guys. I wanted to hit the ground running, but we're gonna rename the show. I'm gonna update the thumbnail for this one right now, and I'm gonna delete something, hoping that this will just work. Because if it doesn't, I am stumped. But we're gonna delete the show that is in the dashboard right now. We're gonna refresh the page by pressing F5, and it still has the wrong thumbnail on it. Well, that sucks. Hey, I see you in the chat. Hey, what's up? I see you all. I see everyone's name. I actually, I don't see your names now, but I will in a second after I update the thumbnail, because I really want the thumbnail to say Metroid on it, you know? But I did see your names at a brief glance, and as soon as this loads, I'm gonna dive right into it. Yes, leave the page. All right, I'm talking to the computer now. Let's get back to that. Oh, okay, there it is. I thought it got erased. I was like, oh no, it got erased. Okay, I see you all. Hey, what's up, Susanna? James. Hey, Stone Cold Loki. What's up, man? I was thinking about something funny before, not in relation to you per se, but I was like, In fact, I was thinking about people I know who use Suno to make music, because a friend of mine made a song for the outro of their show, and it's stuck in my head right now, man. And then I was thinking about how you leverage, Suno. So I do have PD. Oh god, I don't have PD. PD is somewhere else, but I do have Reggie on standby. But I don't know. I might tap him in later on. I did get him to prepare some remarks, because I have a guy at work who makes crap up. And maybe we should just bring him on to, like, briefly cover that topic. But it was weird. I got this guy at work. He pretends to be a scientist. Like, he claims to be a PhD and yada, yada, yada. But he claims he invented, major components of the IBM mainframe. But yet he works where I work, So it's kind of like red flag. And the theory is he makes stuff up to make his life more fantastic, right? To make it sound like he got like an awesome life or something. But I mean, I get along with the guy. Sometimes he psychoanalyzes me. That pisses me off, because he claims he's a board certified psychiatrist, and I know he's full of crap. So it's like I'm getting the wit's end with the guy, where it's like next time he attempts to psychoanalyze me, I'm just gonna tell him, like, basically chill out or else. And that'll be a polite way of saying, like, I don't want to, escalate, but it's like, come on, man. Like, I'm willing to, entertain someone's delusion if it allows them not to go postal, but that's another story. Anyway, so I spoke to Reggie about this. Like, I summoned Reggie, our AI friend on ChatGPT, and I basically kind of gave Reggie some examples here because this guy claimed that Wi-Fi is faster than a wired Ethernet connection. It was a Wade. I got you, bud. He claimed that Wi-Fi was faster. So then I'm like saying, but what about the interference? Because that's the big obstacle with Wi-Fi. You got neighbors, you got different wireless access points, you got their signal cross-talking with your signal, and no matter what range extender you use, it's only going to make it worse, basically. So a wired connection is one solid way to, avoid that. So ultimately, the way this guy was trying to claim that Wi-Fi is faster than a wired connection is because he created or used something to run the signal through a coax cable. So at that point, yeah, you could run radio frequency through a coax cable, but it ceases to be wireless anymore. And I know he's making it up, but if it was true, it's like it only works in lab conditions, what he's talking about. And I'm sorry, obviously it really, got to me. And so I chatted with ChatGPT and summoned Reggie to give some funny remarks about it. And boy, he did not disappoint. Like I said, AI is really good. Just all of you guys, AI has actually proven to be able to manage when it comes to a sense of humor. Like, it's pretty wild what you can get AI, to comprehend, or at least it's not that wild because the language model, if you think about it, language and, humor go hand in hand. But man, that's fascinating. Maybe I'll save it for next week. But we got Metroid queued up right now. So I'm going to pull that up as soon as I get the Rumble chat and the YouTube chat. We got quite a good number of people. I'm going to minimize the window. So I'm not going to monitor how many people are watching per se. But hey, that's more fun, isn't it? Right? So we just want to smell the roses. So let's get the YouTube chat on screen. Okay, there we go. YouTube chat. That's Rumble, isn't it? That is a Rumble chat. Okay, let's get the YouTube chat on screen. There we go. We got YouTube chat on screen. It's the robot. Stop messing with AI, Ronnie. It'll destroy the world. Yeah, seriously. And then let's see here. And good to see you, James. I said hi to everyone, but it's good to see the first 3 people who tuned in. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Hey, so I can't wait for you. I know, I got to send that Game Boy. Hey, it works. I got the power charger right there. I found it. I'll plug it in like right after the show. And I'll play with it because I want to just give it a good test. But I think if I give it one good, healthy charge, and then I play with it or keep it on until the battery dies. In fact, I could put movies on a Game Boy. So I could just put like, I actually put a Godzilla movie on a Game Boy a few months ago. And you can only do it in like 2-minute increments. So I haven't really explored it too much, but I didn't like the idea of watching a Godzilla movie on my Game Boy Micro and having to like click on the next movie in the list every 2 minutes in order to watch the whole movie. But it did work. I was able to encode video for Game Boy. It's just that it was confined to the limitations of the capacity of whatever a Game Boy Advanced cartridge is able to store. But I would still use that because it plays the video in a loop, right? So if I put a video, if I can't play your Game Boy long enough to drain the battery, that's not going to be an obstacle for us, Wade, because what I'll do is I'll put like a video on and I'll let it play the video continuously. I'll put like a stopwatch or a timer nearby, maybe put this camera, my downward facing camera, above the Game Boy so we can document that it's working. So even if I leave the room or go to bed, the Game Boy will chug along. Then when the battery is completely dead, I'll have a video record documenting how long the battery lasted, and then I'll be able to charge it up one more time and repeat the process. And after that, I'll ship it to you with like a 90% charge or whatever is appropriate for shipping it. Probably 100% will be fine, but you get the idea. I'm going to be diligent, but I'm not going to take too long on it. I promise you, bud. At this point, I'm glad you reminded me. I'm glad we did it last week. I'm glad I installed the battery on stream like last week, so we're good. When I was out of high school, says Stone Cold Loki, I had a friend who said Square was looking at him for game design. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. Like, it's like, who are you fooling, So, just take it in stride and get amused by it, but my goodness. Problem with the guy at work is I chime in on something that I have real world experience with. Like, I may not have been in the IT world as he has, but, I definitely have the tech support experience. And he pretends that people frown upon that. But hey, it's practical experience. When I need to get shit done at work, it's like I can leverage that experience. I can help other people, and it works out. So, it doesn't matter what professionals think about people who worked in tech support in the past. I get shit done, and people who are cool with me get shit done because I work with them and we work together. But this guy, man, I tell him about something, then he'll just start talking about a whole other topic. Like I was telling him about the time that I had a computer that used half of the electricity it normally would use because I had it outside in the winter. And apparently the extreme cold caused a reduction in resistance. At least that's my theory. I got to test it further, but he had some interesting counterpoints to that, but he didn't really address them directly. He just said that you don't know possibly what is going on in a CPU or some crap like that. And in retrospect, he was half right, because when I did a Havoc encoding job on that CPU, I realized it lights up different parts of the CPU. And anyway, that's a whole other ballgame. Let's play Metroid. What else does Wade have to say? I blame Reggie for losing $105. Reggie did not help you gamble. So if you had a guess how long, like a week, I'm going to ship my phone out on Saturday. I still didn't do it, but I'm going to ship it out this Saturday. And, do something with your Game Boy around the same time. So I figure, like, it'll be in transit by Monday, because, who knows if they ship things on a Sunday or whatever. So, yeah. Okay, when you're about to send me, I'll message you. Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, I got to get the address. Yeah. And I'll give you the tracking number, too, when I get a tracking number. Which I would have a tracking number before it even leaves. That is likely true. What is likely true? I forgot what. Oh, the thing with the CPU? Yeah, it's probably true, but I now have a better... Because, like, problem was, during the most recent winter, I didn't get... And as you can see, we got an NES Bluetooth controller today, guys. Look at this beautiful thing. I'll talk about it more in a second. But the thing was, I have two theories. Either the encoding jobs weren't really utilizing the CPU entirely, or the thermal compound broke down or wore out or changed. Because, thermal compound is that stuff, that grease, basically, that gel or grease that you put between the aluminum plate on the bottom of your heatsink and the lid on top of your CPU. And it's what fills in the cracks to ensure that you have, good heat transfer from the CPU to the, heat sink that cools down your CPU. And, well, basically, I could imagine that being subjected to extreme heat and extreme cold, from one season to another, seasonal changes might affect it. So I did some research on thermal compound that I could use outside. I have to do a little more research on that, but I want to do, also while I'm at it, I got to put a new fan in there, a couple of fans in there. And if I really want to get adventurous, I could dig holes in the ground and run water pipes or tubes into the ground and, make a heat pump. But I think that's a little overkill. So let's go. All right, so you all let me know if the sound is too loud or too low. I will adjust it as needed. So I'm going to click on the window. I'm going to reset it. Alt-F, restart. So how is that, guys? Am I too loud, or is Metroid too loud? So I already started playing this a couple of nights in a row, but we're going to start it the conventional way. I should have played the whole intro, shouldn't I? But that's alright. Hey, DJ, not right now, but after the show, I sent you a message. Alright, man, you have a good night. So, before I actually play for real, if anybody knows Metroid and can help me out here, I want to know, what is the default behavior on a real Nintendo when you hold down the B button? Is it supposed to fire like the turbo button? Okay, thanks, Wade. Turn it down 3 levels. That's perfect. I can't preview it in real time, but there we go. I lowered it about, I think, a third. Yeah, I'll lower it a little more. It is pretty loud. I can hear it loudly, too. All right. I think we're good here, but y'all let me know if it's, if you want me to increase it. Yeah, I turned the volume down a bit. Oh, yeah, I understand. Wait, I got you. So anyway, I remapped the R button here. So it should be noted that this gamepad here has the L and R triggers on it. You can see there's a L and R up here. So this is typically the Bluetooth controller, and this black thing is so that you could dock it onto the side of the Nintendo Switch. So anyway, going through the settings in RetroArch, I figured out that I can use this as a toggle. Yep, there we go. So that's turbo. And if I press the R button again, it slows down. So while firing, I can turn on turbo, and then once I turn on turbo, it stays on. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to go and press F4. And as you can see, this is where I left off. I went down the big elevator. Speaking of big elevator, I need to do something on my end, guys. I need to go into my picture. There we go. I'm going to basically Metroid maps. I don't know if this counts as cheating, but I'm going to open up a map to Metroid. So on my right side monitor over here, we have this map here. This is similar to what you would have seen in Nintendo Power back in the 90s or early 90s, late 80s. In fact, I had a map like this in an issue of Nintendo Power. And especially in a time when you don't have game saves, although Metroid did have a sort of game saving system using the codes, the code entry page. Something like this can be really nice to have. I mean, look at this. You got the Brinstar Caves at the beginning. As you can see, we got where, you know, Samus beams in. When I was a kid, I used to pretend that I was beaming in like on Star Trek, you know, like, so even though I didn't have a Star Trek game, I would pretend that this is an elite Starfleet troop or something, I don't know, beaming down. And then you get the Mari ball, which makes you into a ball. In fact, wait, isn't there a place I can go behind this wall? I forget if there's a hidden... I don't think there is. It would be in the map, wouldn't it? Well, I could try it later. And so, of course, you start off with the ball. Everything below these blocks remain inaccessible because you don't have your proton bombs or whatever they're called. But this is where I am now. Basically, I'm right over... I believe under the first bubble. Let me see here. Okay, so we go down the elevator. Where am I? I think I'm down here. Or am I over here? Well, anyway, I think I'm over here. Here I am. Yes, now I remember. Yeah, I'm like basically right here. I'm gonna get that YouTube chat on the screen in the meantime. And I see somebody on Rumble. No, I don't. I don't see anyone on Rumble. All right. So yeah, you know, I'm over here, and interestingly, these caves here don't really have anything but things to attack you and things to drain your energy. Although, I'm going to show in a moment, these things are great ways to get unlimited energy. Well, not so much these here. These are angry hornets. They're very scary. But anyway, that's where we are right now. Where did I go already? Well, I didn't get the screw attack yet. But I can't wait to get that. I didn't get the wave beam yet. You know, these are locations of key items. But I did get the high jump. Did I get the high jump? I think I got the high jump. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure. Did I get the high jump? Well, if I didn't, I should make that a priority. I definitely got the ice beam. Here's the ice beam. So we got the ice beam. I think I got the high jump. I don't know if I got these missiles yet, but at some point, whether I do that tonight or on my own time, I'm going to revisit this region here so that I can obtain more missile pods. Although I think I did this already because I got a lot of missiles. We're going to take a look at that again in a moment. But you get the idea. So yeah, I'm relying on this. I'm also utilizing save states unashamedly, although I try to strike a balance, you know. Here we are. These are the proton bombs or whatever they're called. You can see I got them right here. So when you turn into a ball, you can deploy these. I think I got that energy tank. And the freeze bane. Oh, cool. And what's all this? Look at this. It's got all your adversaries. It's got seahorses. It's got the Garuta. Oh, that's what those are called. Garuta. You got the Squeeped. You got the Polyp. You got the Zila. These guys look like a bunch of tape recorders, don't they? Look at that. You got little reel-to-reel things on them. Rio de Janeiro. Mellow. Oh, he's anything but mellow. Zeb. Oh, I love Zeb from Lex. So right now we have a long beam. We got the ice beam. We have, I believe we have high jump. Don't quote me on that. We got Maru Marie. I'm sorry. I can say Maru, but Marie don't sound right. We got the bomb. We got at least a couple of energy tanks and missile rockets. So that's what we have here. I'm gonna keep this handy. I'm just gonna shove this aside for now. It's an interesting little way. And you know, the website I got this from lets you download individual maps. I just downloaded the master map. So any questions? Hey, did something go wrong with my show? Okay, maybe someone just maybe I'm boring. I'm sorry if I'm boring. I said I wasn't gonna look at the statistics, but I'm looking at the statistics. Although I better double check because I had issues starting this show. So I should make sure there's nothing preventing you guys from watching me. One time I had an issue where the chat wasn't refreshing, and that's why I'm checking too. Okay, it looks fine, so I'm gonna roll with it. Alright, we're gonna play Metroid. But if anyone has any questions or wants to talk about anything in particular, let me know. And if anybody else feels I should adjust the volume, I'm all ears, alright? So yeah, we got at least 4 missile pods, or about 4 missile pods. As you can see, we got 20. Now, in these regions here, I can shoot the angry bumblebees. That's interesting. Nobody's attacking me from that pipe. Now, usually, that's interesting. I wonder why nobody's coming out of that pipe right now. Well, anyway, let's keep going. We are using a scanline shader. Oh, I don't know why I wimped out on that one. So, usually you would go to a slight... Ah, son of a run. An easier place to, you know, shoot enemies like... Oh, gosh. Okay. Maybe I'm taking my life into my hands too much here. Oh, boy. Okay. You know, let's start over. I didn't get far. I was at 91 energy anyway, right? I really have no business entering that place. Also, there's nothing wrong with using missiles as long as you can recoup them. So I believe I went up here last night and figured out that there's really nothing here. I'm just harvesting a little energy because I decided to make my life harder by not obtaining, what do you call it? What's that thing called? By not using a save state when I lost a ton of energy, because I thought, well, you know, let's be adventurous. Right, so... Oh, front. Excuse my language. Oh, crap, I wasted a missile. Oh, crap, what a waste. Oh, crap, no, don't go in there. Now, also, there's music. When I wore my headphones yesterday, I heard a very distinct, like, humming sound. Oh, crap. Yo, that's insane. Yo, even when you're, like, practically cheating, these angry bumblebees are just no joke. Like, see, if you flinch for a second... Also, I'm questioning something here. Is this image of the correct aspect ratio? I think it is. But I put a lot of attention into making sure. Oh crap, oh crap. Also, if anyone's interested, there was... Oh crap. That thing dinged my energy just now. Did you see that? There was a planetary alignment or something yesterday. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, good. I want the energy. I wonder if there's anything over here. That's critical. Having the ability to freeze those guys can be of great utility. So yeah, using a turbo button, which basically is a feature on Nintendo gamepads, which automatically press the B button repetitively. Yeah, that's what it does. It literally does that. So, you know, in some situations it could be nice to have that because it makes it easier to press the button rapidly. As it turns out, I gotta hook my NES up soon because I want to play Top Gun, and the turbo button is so useful in Top Gun. Like, it just makes it easier to control how fast you're doing the mid-air refueling. Oh, wow. Wow. Woo. Try that again, why don't we? I'm gonna move that chat window over a bit. Oh, I gotta hit the resume button by clicking on the window. Uh-oh, my mouse pointer is acting up. Seriously, I can't see my mouse pointer. Oh, there it is. Okay, now we can unpause it. So I gotta make a decision here. I think I should go out and under. Let's see. Let's take a look at the map one more time and figure out what my options are. So we already established I am here. And by here, I mean here. Okay, so I can go through this area, but I shouldn't have even wasted time there because the adversaries are kind of dangerous right now, and, you know, there's nothing here. So I think I should go down here. I already got that thing. I didn't get the energy tank yet, so I'm going to make it the priority. We're going to get the energy tank down here. Right? So let's do that. Right, let's keep that in the middle of the screen. So pretty easy to get there compared to what we were just doing. The only issue is that I didn't save state when I had a ton of energy, and that's probably a good thing, you know, in terms of gaming ethics. Right, we got to be real careful here. Also, this emulator does a pretty good job of simulating how the how the Nintendo slows down when you have a lot of sprites. In fact, I think the standing rule is something like if there's 8 sprites on the same scan line, the game slows down. I'm gonna go for broke. Oh, son of a bitch. Sorry for the language. Right, so the evil guppy's gonna come. Oh, okay, this guy we're gonna just get him the easy way. Okay, as long as he... Oh, crap. I'm gonna save state after I get out of here. Oh! Ow. Sorry. Once again, anybody who's just tuning in, let me know if you want me to adjust this sound in any way. Like in particular, making the game lower, or making me lower, or making the game louder, or vice versa. You know, anything along those lines. As they say, the customer is always right. We're going to go through this chamber to the left. We're going to retrieve some... We're going to retrieve an energy tank from the chamber below. To get there, we got to deal with these adversaries. And because I've already expended my energy tanks... Oh, come on. Really? 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 You guys going to gang up on me like that? I'm trying to get that energy. Crap, I gotta turn off the fucking turbo. Pardon my language. Son of a biatch. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Ah, fudge muffins. Right. I really put myself into a tight spot. I should really be making it my life's priority to collect energy right now, but okay, there we go. I disabled the turbo so that I can one-shot my adversaries, such as this guy here. Then we could shoot him like that. Oh, grunt. That sucks. Well, as long as he's frozen, his friends can't come after me. See that? Makes it a little harder to... Oh, boy. Oh, come on, man. I can't get out of that. Fudge. Actually, I could get out of that. I could get out of that. So, let's talk Metroid strategy here. I could have gotten out of that quicksand if I was thinking quick. What you would do is... Oops. Okay, can't afford to do that. Can't afford to waste energy like that. In fact, let's just reload that. We're, you know, honestly, at this point. Oh, come on. Okay, now I'm just rushing. Alright, let's be gentle, right? Here, let the bad guy go here. Then we're going to shoot this guy with a rocket missile. Oh, crap. Then we're going to waste the rocket missile. Then we're going to shoot him with a missile. Then we're going to go to this stepping stone here. Get this guy here. Recover a missile. And then we're going to proceed here. Ah, Marriott. Did I misspell Metroid? I might have misspelled Metroid. Because usually that's the... Oh, crap. I forgot the turbo is not on anymore. Which is a good thing because... Oh, come on. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. I'm sorry. I should be keeping track of what weapons I have. And oh, crap. Okay, I'm already dead. And that, oh, if I move my controller back this far... So, I need to get a new Wi-Fi antenna for my computer. So, the Wi-Fi antenna that came with my computer, I misplaced it a while ago. See, that's what I could have done. I could have frozen one of the bumblebees, right? The angry bees. And then, whatever they are, I could have frozen one of them guys and used them as a step. See, look, see that? See that? You see how that works? Then, boom. Whew. Alright, let's save that. F2. Marriott. Marrioid? Maroid? Sounds like a hemorrhoid now. Maroid. It's a Marrioid. A Marriott. And there's a myriad of ideas behind that. Okay. So before we go into that red door, let's see what we got here. We're going to save our position here. And yeah, more of the same, but I'm going to take the risk here. Alright, that was not worth... Okay, well... That's funny. Now... Okay, I think the turbo is on. Oh, that's funny. It's a Marriotroid. There we go. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. Ah, Game Gear Goddess. Yeah, you know why I'm playing this game right now. I was just telling my friend Stone Loki that I like the song that our friend Elle uses at the end of her show and how it was stuck in my head. And somewhere between afternoon and nap time, I was singing the part where the lady goes, woo. I can't even do it. That's why I'm not allowed to sing. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! I did it. Okay, let me be focused here. Zero mission is better. Oh yeah, I mean, anything that runs on a device with a CPU faster than 1.77 megahertz is gonna be better. But considering the confines that this game was produced under, I don't think we can really, you know, knock it. You know, and I mean, like, you know, is a new Corvette better than an old Corvette? Actually, that might not be a good comparison because sometimes it's really not. Oh, come on, man. I need that energy. I did this cool trick here before. Yeah, I did that to the Bumblebee guy yesterday. It was so cool. I was actually doing pretty good yesterday. I was doing some sporting. Oh, come on. I can't afford that. Okay, so we're going to do this right here. Oh, gosh. He's already after me. There we go. Why is nobody coming out of the pipe? Do the bad guys not like me enough? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Crap, crap, crap. Fudge, fudge, fudge. We were doing so good. We had all that energy accumulated, and then I just ruined it. Hey, what's up, Lady Mist? Thanks for the grubs. Play Metroid HD mod. Same NES ROM. One of these days. I'm a boomer. I like my old game. And plus, the HD mod's not going to have the scanline filter, man. I'm sorry. Like, the game was developed with the intent of having a scanline filter. So unless this HD mod applies some kind of shading to it, which maybe it does. Maybe they did think of that. I should not. I mean, I'll try anything at least once, right? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, damn. I can't get the energy if I wanted it. Right. That was a waste. Oh, come on, man. That was a waste of my energy. Oh, fudge muffins. All right. I'm sorry. I gotta stop wigging out every time I... See, part of the problem is this. I'm not keeping track of what mode my controller is in. So right now, this is turbo mode. We're going to turn off turbo. Because turbo is not helpful when you're actually trying to use hemorrhoids. Oh, see, okay, so turbo mode is not useful when you're trying to freeze an enemy, but if you forget that turbo is off, wow, I'm really boomering it right now, aren't I? Well, maybe not boomering it. I bet there are many boomers who are really good at this game. I'm gonna bait them. Oh, come on. Ow, that hurt. Alright, we'll put the freeze on. Okay, so this should be... Let's save it. We're gonna save every time I accumulate energy. I don't care. Okay, I'm not... Oh, come on. Okay, thank goodness that was only a missile. Why did I just do that? Why did I just run away from that like it was gonna bite? Well, it did bite, but... Oh, he don't matter, does he? Okay, we're putting on the Tommy gun. See, that's what it is. When you turn the turbo on, it's like having a Tommy gun. Okay, so he's gonna have to come down to me, or I'm gonna have to leave him alone. Okay, we're down to 1 rocket, so unless I accumulate more rockets, this strategy is going to have a shelf life. Okay. Forgot to turn the turbo off. Oh, crap. Got to turn the turbo off again. Right. Let's try to conserve ammo. See, it's like weird. It's like... It is useful, but if you don't turn it off when you don't need it, it is a problem, you know? Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. Crap. Crap, I did not mean to turn I meant to turn it off. Oops. Right, let's keep going. Crap. Now, I don't know if this, sometimes it feels like this doesn't work after a while. You know, waiting near the pipes. Okay, so I have less energy than I did when I started. So, you know, mixed bag. Oh, crap. Okay, let's just start over. Pipe bug. Pipe up. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Pipe. So, Game Gear Goddess says, although, wait, Awesome One says, Hadron Collider second. Okay, wait. Roids. Hemorrhoids. Reggie, do you have roids? I can ask him at some point. Same every half second. Hadron Collider second. You know, when I read the word Hadron Collider, it looks like a different word. And then Game Goddess, you're saying pipe bug things are excellent for farming health. I agree. They really are. And sometimes, like, you do run to a point where it doesn't feel like anything is coming out of those pipes anymore in terms of energy. Like, you kill 10 enemies in a row and get nothing for it. But generally, yes, it is. Because, like, there's only so many times you can climb the caves of a Brinstar trying to, like, you know, crap. Why did I do that? I'm sorry, I gotta switch my mode. Oh, fudge. Okay. Switch the mode. Okay, there we go. Turbo is off. I love playing Emerald on... Oh, yeah. Emerald's an interesting game, I hear. Crap. Can I get that? Oh shit, did I turn on turbo by accident? I can't jump all of a sudden. Dude. I did, how did I do it? I didn't know I could do that. Oh, okay, I see what I did. I did do that. That was my bad. Maybe I should go somewhere a little safer to harvest energy, huh? But I really want that energy tank. That was a mistake, but it was a happy mistake. In the words of Bob Ross, it's a happy mistake. Right, let's just get this guy. If that guy comes down to play, I will deal with him. Alright, this missile strategy is not valid anymore. Oh, come on, man. You guys came out at the wrong height. Wait, save? Oh, yeah, we got more energy this time. This time, I'm leaving the turbo off so that I don't make any dumb mistakes. Oh, crap. I don't care. Wait a second. Did I? Oh, no, never mind. I see. I have 3 energy on the new energy tank. So, we got progress here. Yeah, that's right. I'm using the ball I'm turning into a ball to, you know, I got slick moves like a ninja. Oh, crap. Okay, maybe not. Ah, crap. So do I have more energy or less energy than before I saved? I have a feeling I have less energy. Let's see. Yeah, I got more energy here. So how about this? Let's just call it a day and try to get out of here alive. And then we'll take it from there. Oh, crap. I feel like I'm playing that game Alien Kill Team, or is it Alien Fire Team? Well, that game looked pretty cool. I was waiting for it to go on sale. Because I'm such a casual gamer, like, I can't really pay full price for most games. Like, I couldn't justify it. I mean, I could pay it, but, you know... Alright, good. We're building up our energy reserves. Funny how the guy above me isn't going after me at all. Alright, I'm going to check out the chat in a second. Right now, I'm myopic on obtaining energy. It's like that show. Has anyone ever watched Gene Roddenberry's Earth Final Conflict? I got some clips from that show. We should do a show about that. I got to find... I think Pacific 414 might be familiar. So if I ever want to do a show about it, he might be the guy to bring on. Pacific 414, of course, is known for Pop Talk. He does a show called Pop Talk on Wednesdays and Sundays. And he had me on a show talking about Star Trek a couple of times. At least once during the new run, when he made a show called Star Trek. The Adventure Continues. But yeah, Earth Final Conflict was a cool show. Kind of weird, but cool. So basically, it takes place in the future. What, I guess the year 2010? And it was made in the late 90s-ish, like 98, I guess it was made, 1998. And they're called the Companions or the Talons. And the opening of the show starts off with this alien with an androgynous voice saying, "People of Earth, we are here to help." And the basic premise is, they kind of gradually reveal this, but basically there was a war called the SI War, Sino-Indian War. And the Talons showed up, and basically ended the war. They caused some big explosion in the sky, and they did it because they wanted us to be all peaceful. And then after everyone was happy, and, you know, the war was over, the Talons gave us technology to, basically make the deserts bloom. So in one version of the opening of the show, you actually see green grass right beneath the pyramids at the Giza Plateau. But, of course, do they really do it because they care? Do they really just like us old little fleshy humans? I mean, these aliens are made of half energy. They're kind of made of energy. They kind of evolved. And while they take on a corporeal form, they're made of energy. And there's scenes in the show when these aliens are having meetings. They're translucent. They look like energy. And it's like they're having this holographic Skype meeting, but they're made of energy while doing it. And they have this thing called the Talon Synod, where they're basically, their minds are kind of linked together. So they want something. And for a good 3.5, 4 seasons of that 5-season show, we're trying to work up to figuring out what is it they want from us. And one of the Talons is kind of good, and he's the American Talon ambassador or whatever. But the other Talon, his name is Zaor, and he's freaking, that guy, he's special. He's gosh shit. Oh, why did I do that? Whatever, we'll recuperate. Alright, I'm gonna get to the chat in a second. These bumblebees require my focus and attention. See, if you don't react, if you're behind just a little bit, they get up to you. I mean, these guys are fast. I have a feeling I exhausted all of the energy in this pipe. Let's see what the chat says. Let's even get one more energy thing out of this. See how when you use the turbo, you can't really freeze your enemies because it unfreezes them on the second shot. All right, let's move away from here. It's not a good place to be. Oh shit! That was close, wasn't it? Okay, now it is the place you want to harvest energy. Yeah, there we go. This will be a good place to post up for like a minute. Right. So let's see what the chat says. I mean, I should be reading the screen. Whoa, last game I saw DJ Ronnie play was pod racing. Oh yeah, a game I mastered of that game, yo. And I mastered it on the Switch, right? I didn't master it, no, because I gotta get a new analog stick for my Nintendo 64 controller. So I definitely didn't master it on a real N64. But yeah, I literally mastered of that game, or at least managed to, you know, through repetition, get decent at that game, right? You saw that. You saw how like there was that last track where if you fall off of the upper level, you lose like 5 like I don't know places of progress. Like you literally go back. Okay, whatever. That's gonna be the price of doing business, I guess. Oh, that worked. Look at that. I don't have to shoot him. Huh, that's so cool. So, I think I made a wrong turn. I made a wrong turn, guys. Wait, did I make a wrong turn? Let's take a look at the map again. But before I take a look at the map, I'm going to get the, YouTube chat onto my other monitor where I can read it. In fact, let's do something here. We're going to take this. We're going to move this to the left like that. Then I can move this to the right. And you guys don't see the chat window, but I do. And then I'll make this vertically taller. Oh, crap. I should not have done that. Well, whatever. You know, I guess we could do that, but, you know. Then I'll take this window and I'll move it more to the left, which will just make me look even more cross-eyed. But life goes on. And we'll make this a little wider. We'll make this a little narrower. We'll bring it over here because I really want you guys to see the fancy finger work. Although today I can't say I'm doing anything in terms of, you know, gamepad finger work that I'm proud of. So, you know, win some, lose some, am I right? Turn into a bald. Turn into a bald? Okay. This is what we're going to do a simulation. This is me bald. How do I look? How would I look bald? Would I be handsome bald? Or would I be better off with a toupee? Should I save my hair just in case? No, okay, that's terrible. I've heard some funny jokes about baldness, but there's nothing wrong with being bald. My main thing about baldness is do not take the pills that, you know, reverse baldness. Apparently, they might have, some of them at least, have some consequences for your, you know? Anywho. Perth, Australia's conflict. I read many of L. Ron Hubbard's sci-fi books. They were thick. Oh, you should tell Jolly. Maybe he could play it during one of his beauty breaks. You have 3 badges in Pokemon? I forget. Is the one you're sending me 101? Let's take a look. Wait, I'll check it right now. I got it right here. It is a AGS 00. I'm not refocusing this, but maybe you'll be able to read it. In this corner, it says AGS-001. If I do this with it, eventually it'll be in focus. Or I could do this. But as you can see, oh, it's upside down. Oh, whatever. You get the idea. Just, yeah, AGS-001. That is the model number of that Game Boy Advanced SP. So how is L. Ron Hubbard's books? I hear he did a good comic book about Xenu, but, you know, it definitely sounds like a bullshit religion. Not judging. Maybe someone might be able to tell me why it is a good religion, or maybe someone could tell me why I've been introduced to, you know, negative propaganda. But as far as I'm aware, it's a bit of a weird religion, so to speak. So anyway, we were over here. I thought I was over here, right? So we did go here. We went. Oh, I remember what we did now. Yes. Okay, I got it now. So we went through, getting to the map. We went through this chamber here. We went past where I already collected the energy pod. The door was already open because we already broke through that door. Now, instead of going down here and breaking through this door, for some reason, I decided to go to the left, right? So, is that where we are now? We came out here. So now, this is where it gets interesting. This quicksand apparently is fake quicksand. And you can use the ice beam to work your way back up. So if you fall down here, you can use the ice beam and, use these guys as stepping stones. Or we can go here. If we go here, you'll notice that there is a gap here. It may not be visible in the game, but you can use this gap, basically, use your bombs and find your way down here. And I'm a little confused here, because is this Kraid? Because there's another guy who looks like Kraid up here somewhere. So are there two of... Here we are. Like, I know about Ridley and Kraid, but that looks like Kraid. And this doesn't exactly... Is this Ridley? Is that supposed to be Ridley? I honestly don't know. So if anyone knows, let me know if these are Ridley and Kraid down here. In fact, I guess it would tell me up here, wouldn't it? Hold on. Yeah, I definitely picked the biggest map. But it's cool. We got modern computers. We can do that. Yo mama brain. Okay, I'm sorry, it's corny. Oh, I know. What is a zippity? A zibbitity? A zeeb titty. No, I'm kidding. It's a zeebitite. But it looks like it says zeeb titty. Okay, I'm sorry. Enemies in Torian. Enemies. Oh yeah, I got stuck in Torian in freaking Metroid. I think it's Torian. I got stuck in Metroid Dread. My God, that game. When I revisit that game, I don't know if I'll have it in me to play it on stream. Maybe I should. Maybe someone could talk me through it. Maybe if I'm lucky, Nerd Poor Real Lifeform will tune in while I'm struggling and give me some pointers. Because I know he beat it. He beat Metroid Dread. Oh, yeah. That is Kraid. Both of them. I don't know why he's two people, but he's there. Now, where's Ridley? Yep, there's Ridley. I heard that he was named after Ridley Scott because of Alien. I don't know if that's true. And notice, see how ugly these pixels are? But yet, thanks to the superior graphics of my scanline shaders, you guys don't have to be treated to such an eyesore. See these bubbles here? These bubble doors? Look how ugly they look over here. But once again, thanks to the innovations that I implement in order to give you guys a beautiful visual experience, you don't have to look at this eyesore. Because my screen's beautiful. Now, jokes aside, Game Gear Goddess plays Metroid games during the morning, or like she's been playing Metroid Zero Mission during the morning time, like I'd say like around 10 a.m. Eastern time. And so anyway, it is the same game, but nicer looking and probably has some good quality of life improvements to the game. But one thing that gets me about playing Game Boy Advance games on my PC is I don't know what scanline shader to use, if I should be using a shader at all. Because at this point, now we're playing a game that played on an LCD display on a modern display. So I don't think you really have any of the same advantages of using shaders that you would get out of using them when playing a game that was intended to be played on a CRT. Also, my OCD is getting me. I'm about to go get a ruler right now to find out... Is the aspect ratio here good? Now, I know I can take screenshots in RetroArch, but we're going to do something right now. We're going to go open up a photo. I have Photoshop opened already. So, is that supposed to be a square? Well, let's find out. I got Photoshop on my top monitor. Although I'll bring it to my main monitor. I don't even know what version of Photoshop I bootlegged here. Yeah, we'll just kind of shuffle it here so you can see it easily. And we're going to press new. We're going to paste it in. And that looks like a rectangle, but hey, let's find out. So how do we find out? There's many ways to skin a cat in Photoshop, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the rectangle tool. And we're just going to hold down shift. Notice I'm holding down shift right now. So let's do that again. I guess we'll do it around the... Oh, crap. That is not a perfect square. Okay, this is a problem. This is no bueno. We cannot have this. I'm sorry. This is unacceptable. I love when people say that. It's mad funny. But anyway, seriously, we're going to fix this right now because I cannot have that. I am obsessed. I am absolutely obsessed with having the perfect aspect ratio, guys. You have no effing idea. Well, maybe you do have an idea because I just emphasized it. But anyway. Now, what sucks about using the shaders with PlayStation 2 games... Oh, I got Gundam. Yo, I've been playing Gundam Journey to Jabro. That game looks so cool on this, and I'm getting good at it. And I'm playing the Gundam game with this gamepad here. And, you know, it's like, if I need a boomerang, I can throw this out the window. But for playing the game, it's actually quite comfortable. Yeah, with D-pad and holding A, B. Wait, oh, do you have a pro tip here? I almost... Ooh, you bought a volcano? Okay, from the top. I'm bald on top. I rock the Picard hairdo these days. It's mad funny, Padawannabe. I know what Padawannabe's talking about that. Where you got that little, like... You know, like Lobot. Like Lobot. You know, the guy from Cloud City. The walking computer from Cloud City. That guy. But it's hair. I don't need a pick. I just wanted to know number. Oh, yeah, I got you. No doubt. No doubt. Anytime. Wait. I almost bought his volcano book until I realized it was a fever dream book and not sci-fi. Maybe that's the same. Hey, look. I mean, if where inspiration comes in many forms, right? Or someone, right? Hey, show them the color, the color switch on the SP. Color switch. What color switch? I have a color switch on there with D-pad holding. Oh, that you mean that's not a color switch? That was the you mean the one where I hold the L and R buttons to open up a hidden menu? I think it was L and R, not A and B. Unless there is a color switching. What game are you talking about? I think you're introducing me to something I don't know about, which is cool. I'm curious, but I don't know. Lobot musical notes. Nah, only one way. Only one way Jesus. Look, I'll go with regular Jesus. I don't know who this one way Jesus is, but I'll go with regular Jesus, man. I guess this is one of those alternate ones, right? One of these other denominations. We got one way Jesus. We got Creole Jesus. We got Nigerian Jesus. Zimbabwe. I'm kidding, but jokes aside, it is very interesting sometimes when you look into the like, they have this church in Ethiopia, I think. It's made out of volcanic rock. So, here's the problem. I kind of made an oopsie with my scanline shaders a while ago. I changed some setting at a higher level or somewhere, and it doesn't affect only one shader. It affects all of them. But I do recall at one point using this setting here to make the aspect ratio acceptable. But as you can see here, I'm literally cropping the image. So, that's no good. This might be accurate. Like, okay, this is not accurate, right? This is too wide. Let's take a screenshot and see what happens. Oh, crap. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, my wireless controller is acting up again. All right. Let's take a screenshot of that and see what we get out of it. So we're going to open up the Snippety Doodah tool. It's basically a software alternative to circumcisions. Okay. I'm sorry. I my mind's in the gutter here. All right. So same concept. We draw a square. So in other words, I'll draw a picture of myself. Get it? A square. Okay, that's a square. That's basically a square. So that's the correct setting. We're going to stick with it. Good. I was worried I was going to have to dive deep and make a mess with the settings here. So yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for having the wrong aspect ratio. I know how much that's important. Bigger channels have gotten shut down for less. But now we have the correct aspect ratio here. So let's keep rolling after we click on a oh crap, my gamepad disconnected. Look at that. See what I'm talking about? I need to get new antennas for the back of my computer.
Secret about the Game Boy Color?
He's got a secret about a Game Boy Color.
Playing certain games, when you press the A or B button and the D-pad, you can filter through these hidden color palettes.
Oh.
The more you know.
Interesting, Wade, because in some of the emulators, yeah, I've seen stuff like that. Now, real quick, while we're on the web browser, Game Gear Goddess mentioned about a Metroid HD NES, and while I'm reluctant, I'm not that reluctant. I'm kind of, okay, I'm a bit intrigued. Okay, so HD edition, let's explore it. It's on a GitHub repo. This better not be like the time I downloaded Portal. I downloaded Portal for N64, and I couldn't get this, like, I had the image data, I had the level data, so you got, basically, to put Portal on N64, you go to a GitHub repo, you buy the game, you take the models or the levels, the files for each level, you put them into a folder, use this software to run some scripts that recompile or at least assemble the levels into an N64 ROM, and then it literally is the modern game Portal, but on an N64, and it really works on the N64. I kid you not. Slimnim introduced me to it. And, well, I couldn't get it working, so I had to go to, like, you know, the Pirate Bay and download whatever version was out. And at that point in time, it was an outdated version, so, you know, but it was still cool. It did work, so that was extremely, extremely fascinating. And the guy whose YouTube channel, who, you know, who does the development on that, you know, he talks about what he's doing, how it works. He even got, like, made a model of a cathedral or a chapel that looks like GameCube graphics, but on an N64. And basically the reason it worked was because the room was small. So the idea was that, no, you can't make large levels with this level of graphics because of the limited memory and cache and video memory. But in that environment, you're recycling a lot of the graphics. So if you have a stained glass window here and here, you kind of get the second window for free. But the minute you want to have a diverse, you know, set of textures in a larger area, then you have to make compromises on the N64 due to its constraints. JD. Oh, thank you. How does that, you know, DJ, you did it correctly. You did exclamation point DJ. Yeah, that worked. We don't have a pizza yet. The link is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I just played it. You saw it? Did you see the video I played? It was pretty cool. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, so about the color palette, getting back to what you sent. I noticed some emulators let you access that feature, and it's familiar. I just didn't know you could do that on a real Game Boy. So thank you for sharing that. And that was on a Game Boy Color. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're playing Game Boy games, it's almost like Super Game Boy in a way. All right, so now that we got our aspect ratio in normal mode, what are we going to do here? Well, we're not going to go through the fourth floor because I'm not ready for Ridley and Craig. So I have to go back. I think I got to go back. Let's take a look at the map. Pretty sure I have to go back. Because if I go to the right, I'll at least be able to get back to this door. And I'll be able to come out through here. So, heck, let's do it. We'll use this as an opportunity to harvest energy. Word, man. Thanks. And have a good night, Wade. Okay, so I gotta remember, I'm in Tommy gun mode. Oh, these guys are brutalizing me here. I'll be lucky if I come out of here with the same amount of energy as when I started. I'm getting that energy. Come on, come at me. Give me your energy. Hey, look at that. The graphics are popping up on the other side of the screen. Hey, what's up, some person? Yeah, I just wasted a bunch of energy. I'm about to start over from the left, load my save state so I can, like, have more energy. Let's do it. Let's be a cheater. Oh, crap. Oh, wait, actually, it's not too bad. I can live with this. We don't need to go all the way the other way because we know we don't need to go all the way left. We've seen that already. So let's just see if we can get out of here. So cunt. Sorry. Good thing it's not Jolly's show. If I said that C word, he'd have to do something. I think they play a booty break or something, or a horse. I think they play a horse break if Showback says the C word. Yeah, so there is a weird sound frequency. I almost dare say it's infrasound, but I don't think it is. But when this song is playing, it's like almost like a very low frequency. It sounds like a machine or something. It's very freaky. And it reminded me of that Pokemon song that people claim drove someone to, sewer, going to the side of a sewer. And I don't think that's true. I think that person already has, some, issues, and maybe the game didn't help. It's like, when you're in a bad mood or having a really bad day, you hear a song that just doesn't do it for you. But under normal conditions, that song would not make you, jump off a cliff. Alright, so are any of these guys going to stop coming at me? So I can... Oh, I see. I can stop them like that. Alright, let's just save our progress. We got at least part of an energy tank, right? Oh, shoot. I don't have any fucking missiles. Let's see if we can harvest a little energy from here. I literally wasted all my... Well, I didn't waste all my missiles, but... Let's go up the elevator, get some missiles, and we'll come back down. How does that sound? Oh, crap. You don't see my screen. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, some person. How you doing, some person? Blow into the emulator. Just like we did in the old days, right? And they said on the Nintendo cartridges... Do I have a Nintendo cartridge nearby? I wish I might have one, but I don't want to go looking for one right now. Oh, crap. That was a waste. I literally can't fit under this guy. This is definitely a good area to practice, as well as harvesting things without being brutalized like I was just getting. Also, there are other energy pipes. There's other pipes where I can go to harvest energy. Like, I really don't need to go to the most difficult spot to harvest energy. I don't think harvesting energy in a difficult zone increases your chances of a reward. Except for the reward you give yourself by knowing that you persevered. Oh crap, I almost fell. And I'm wasting missiles. What am I doing wasting missiles? I'm literally here to harvest missiles and energy. These guys don't require me to use any missiles at all. Oh good, and this is back at the beginning of the Brinstark Cave. So, we're going to go back down that pipe in a second, but while we're here... Ah, look at that. I see the scan line delay. See, these guys don't come down that quickly, so they're relatively... Yikes! Now, is anybody curious what this looks like without the scanline shader? I'm not going to obsess over it, but I'll turn it off real quick. I think it's very fascinating. Okay. So, let's take a quick look here. We're just going to... Oh crap, don't hit the escape button. So I don't understand Retro Arch. Sometimes my keyboard works, other times it doesn't. Like, it depends on what gamepad I'm connecting. Also, my Nintendo gamepad, I have to remove it and repair it every other time I play. But it works pretty well now. Like, Retro Arch remembers the settings. So it's not really an issue. It's just kind of annoying, you know what I mean? And why is this window not in the center anymore? Like, oh, there we go. Oh, I know why. I made it wider because of my aspect ratio issue. Okay, let's make it smaller again. Then we'll bring it to the left. And how do I hold the gamepad? Okay, I hold it like that. So we're going to move this to the right. Right? We don't need that whole entire thing. And I'm going to move this back to the right where I can see it without crossing my eyes. So let's do that. Otherwise, you guys are going to make fun of me like you always do. Uh-oh, I can't click on the window. Oh, I see it. Kind of froze for a second. All right. That's weird. All right. Let's just bring it back. That'll do. All right. So it's on again. We're going to turn it off. Hey, what's up? Of course I'm winning. You standalone messing. Why is that? I mean, I like messing. You're not wrong, Game Gear Goddess. It's not bad. It really isn't. And actually, I did like it. But I'm trying to get in the habit of using, Retro Arch, because isn't it the best ever, right? But nah, if I really get frustrated, I will. But I don't know if, like for one, you know how obsessed with these shaders I am. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Like, it is a little darker, and I could definitely sit here for like an hour of my own time. I'm not going to waste your time, guys. Switching between different shader configurations. But even this shader here, like, it takes these, pixels that are clearly pixels and these jaggy pixels. And look at Samus. Look at her butt. It's like just a square, right? But watch what happens when I turn the shader on. And this is the last point I'm going to make about shaders, because I know I've obsessed about them. You literally let me talk about shaders on your stream on my birthday. Thank you, El. That was fun. But look at Samus's butt now. If you want me to zoom in on it, I will. In fact, let's zoom in on Samus's butt. No, seriously, this is going to be scientific here. Hey, what's up, Aris? I'm playing this game because you inspired me to play this game, This is Aris's fault, by the way. Aris218 in the chat. He's presently streaming, so I don't want to hold him up too much, but definitely I do intend on raiding him because I'm certainly going to be visiting his stream. But real quick, so I'm going to take a screenshot with and without the shader. That's like the best way to really compare these in my opinion. Now, normally what I should have done, I made a mistake. I should have done a window snip. So when you use the snipping tool, you would do window snip, and then when you click new, you click on the window, and boom, then you press Control C, go back to Photoshop, make a new document, Control V. Gosh darn it, the frickin' menu is on. Pardon my language, guys. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, on, double Alt Tab, Control V. Then we go back to Retro Arch. We're going to turn the shader on. Wait for it to load. We'll take one more screenshot. And then this is the second to last thing I will do in reference to obsessing over the shaders. But, hey, maybe you all learned something from this. Or if anyone has any questions, let me know. But I'm going to show you something cool. At least I think it's cool. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just into weird stuff. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. But that being besides the point, I mean, this Photoshop window doesn't behave like a normal window. Double-clicking on the edge of the window does not make it vertically expand. But whatever. We don't need to do that right now. What we do want to do, however, is look at Samus's butt. This is actually very important. This is oh, crap. Oh, crap. How do I... Ah, crap. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, good. Okay, so, first of all, where's my navigator? I gotta get, I usually keep the navigator here, but I don't see it right now. Window, navigator. There it is. Not really the best place for the navigator, but I'll accept it for now, I guess. Oh, okay, I lost it. We're gonna take the nat. Oh crap! No, no, I don't want to take all that. Ah, shoot. Okay, whatever. We liberated that stuff from the Photoshop window. Not really the ideal, but I'll fix that later. So let's just get back to 100%. Then I'm gonna go to 200%, and then should we do 300% or maybe 250? Let's do 220%. Okay, let's do 250 is my final number. Okay, so now we switch to the hand tool, and I want you guys to take a good look at Samus's butt. I'm not trying to be dirty. I'm serious. Look at her butt. Now watch when I turn off the shader. So, you know, if you think about when you're playing this back in the old days, despite the deficiencies of a CRT, they developed the game to look like this. Now, they exploited the qualities or the way that a CRT behaves to get this to look like this. Okay, I consider this a bit of an enhancement because now Samus's butt actually has a bit of a triangular or curved shape. Her back has a curve here. I mean, granted, there's not much here. There's just these noodly legs. But noodly legs are, in my opinion, better than this. That being said, some people do like the pixel art style. I respect that. Now, here's the negative aspect. This is called a aperture grill shader, and you could tell because it literally looks like the way the pixels are arranged. They're not really pixels. Notice they're offset from one another. So that's the disadvantage, and this is where I will be spending more of my own time sitting here, messing around with these shader options, but I don't want to subject you guys to that unless, and thanks for the good luck, Aris, unless you guys really want to see that. If you guys go, oh no, I would really love to see you play with all of the settings in the different, you know, shaders, then yeah, I'd mess with that, but I'm not going to subject you guys to that again. I think you guys, I covered it in a video, a stream, might upload a video about it at some point, but let's catch up on the chat here. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble. Cobra, musical notes. So anyway, getting back on topic. Only reason I use RetroArch is because of convenience. Yeah, I mean, it is convenient, but also there are some features. Now, I had something called MU Station on my Steam Deck, and it was like a wrapper that ran above RetroArch. And it was cool because it would list the name of the console and a list of games, and if you press the L and R buttons, it would go to the next console. But one day it stopped freaking working. Then I had to use naked RetroArch on a Steam Deck, and frankly, this interface is like convoluted here. It's not something I'm really, you know, I don't relish sitting down on a Steam Deck messing around with the RetroArch interface unless I have it, you know, hooked up to a mouse and keyboard, I guess. But, or at least maybe it's just, I guess the gamepad works, right? The menu is accessible. I had RetroArch on my, I got to remod my 3DS that has RetroArch on it. That was also a weird experience. And granted, some cores are not going to run well on that CPU, but it was still an interesting idea to have RetroArch on a 3DS. And there was a version of SNES 97 or 95 that worked better than the other ones. So, you know, there were people doing their homework to recommend what works, what doesn't. So anyway, my point is, it's like on one angle, like, okay, so what was it? When I was doing my, what device was it? My Steam Deck. I just wanted some standalone emulators, and what I ended up finding was the most convoluted setup ever. It was freaking insane. And I remember someone on a forum was bitching like I was. They were like, "What is up with this? Like, I just want to download an emulator, put the ROMs in a folder, and have it work." And the guy's like, "Oh, but this is better." And it's like, I get the theory, but if you have to store something, run your Steam Deck in desktop mode to get this thing to generate the menus for this emulator. It's like, what's going on here? And eventually it stuck, but it took like a bit of a learning curve, and it felt really, 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 really unnecessary. Although when I got that MU Station thing working, it was nice. So I was no longer pissed until that thing broke on its own, and I don't know, after I did an update or something, and at some point I'll revisit that. Right after I clean my desk, I'm going to revisit that. Well, not right after, but some point not long after I clean my desk, I'm going to revisit that. Right after I clean my desk, the first thing I'm going to do is reassemble my gun tank. Because just the other day, Angry Canadian, what's up? You might want to check something out. Our friend Snacks and Comics, Snacks and Friends, he built the gun tank the other day. I have the same gun tank, and the only difference is my gun tank, I spray painted it. I used the, the airbrush gun, where I put the markers in. I showed you my airbrush gun, right? Somewhere here, but I have a Russian space shuttle over there. I should paint my Russian space shuttle really soon. But anyway, where's my paintbrush gone? I'll find it later. But yeah, anyway, my gun tank is pretty nice. It needs a little bit more touch-up work, but on the whole, all I did was I did basic Gundam colors, right? I did like Gundam blue, Gundam red. I used a metallic gold for the yellow parts. So even though the vents on the front of a Gundam and a gun tank are supposed to be yellow, I did metallic gold with, and I used the black marker. I used the black Gundam marker where you fill in the line. So I had to use the panel lining after painting it in some areas. So you have like, areas that some areas I painted by hand, like if they were smaller, but mostly everything I could airbrush as long as I had it, masked, or usually I would paint parts before assembling them, depending on what part. I used this metallic marker here. This one's one of the weirdest markers I bought here. It's the Gundam marker metallic EX. This literally, the color is the same color as the reflective chrome color that you see on the outside. Like that's literally the color. And I lost it. Ugh. Yeah, that's literally the color is the color of the label. Normally the color would be the clip up here, but in this case it is the label. So yeah. Anyway, it's good to see you, Angry Canadian. I hope you're having a wonderful. I need to mod my 3DS to unlock the region. Yeah, so mine was modded. I corrupted the SD card, and after that, it's like it's technically modded, but I just need to know like what do I put on the SD card to get the stuff that's supposed to be on the SD card. Like, what folder structure, I could probably run it by ChatGPT and get the right answer nowadays, but I tried, checking Reddit to see like how to remod it, and sometimes half the battle is phrasing your question, and that's one. Thanks, Doris. Have a good show. I'll be jumping over soon. Yeah, that's Arvis218. He's streaming a game called Final Fantasy VIII Remastered Day 14. Damn, that's a long name for a game. Final Fantasy Remastered Day 14. That is a really long name for a game. I'm kidding. I know he means he's playing Final Fantasy VIII. And it's the 14th day in which he's doing it. So if you guys want to check out Aris's channel, or if you guys want to cut and run, you can click on this link right over here. Other than that, I think a couple of interesting thoughts up here. I got to scroll up because I might have glossed over some things. Okay, so we covered that. So what is convenient about RetroArch? Like, why would you recommend messing instead of RetroArch if you use RetroArch for convenience? Is there something like, look, I liked messing. I just want to know, is there like a distinct advantage to messing? Is there something I'm overlooking or something that I should be aware of? That's what I want to know. I like big pixels, and I cannot lie to Padawannabe. The butt actually becomes smaller yet shapelier. Yeah, that's true. It does get smaller, but it is shapelier. That is correct, Game Gear Goddess. It is, and I am rating you. I'm definitely rating Aris. He says, your call? Oh, yeah, I'm rating him all right. Retro handhelds all use some version of RetroArch. Yep, that's what I gathered, and that's not such a bad thing. It's just like interesting. It's an interesting move, and really what they need, what RetroArch needs, in my opinion, is an API. I think it needs an API. It needs something like where people could write other interfaces that talk to it. And maybe that already exists. Maybe that's what I was using when I used that MU station thing. But that's like my outside opinion, because I don't think the user... I like that RetroArch lets you access all of these like options here. I think that's amazing and useful, and you can make presets, you can manually edit config files, you can do things inside here. But I think that like there should be like a simple mode that doesn't expose these settings. But it's nice to have the option to still access these options, but I think there should be a mode where like once you have the complex settings dialed in, you just hide them and you only see the more relevant stuff. And perhaps they did do that. That's why you have the quick menu versus the long menu. You can see there's all these parameters. I'm pretty sure these apply to each shader that I load, but I'm not sure. Maybe these are universal, but I want to say this is related to the one shader that I've already loaded, the aperture grill I'm running right now. And speaking of which, we should save this one before we forget. So we're going to save this one as aperture grill NES, or call it NES aperture grill wide, or aka Metroid aspect fix. So I give these, I gotta say, I didn't know if these names I give these items were any good, but actually they are. Like, I actually know what I'm looking for. I'm gonna save this as a core preset for now. Oh, I could save it as a game preset. That's what I need to do. I need to start doing game presets instead of core presets, because some games require a wider image and other games require a narrower image. So that would actually solve a lot of issues I do encounter. Like, I would just have to play a game once to figure out what preset to lock down, and then presumably every time I load that game. Yeah, Retro Watch has a lot of issues. They're not insurmountable, but they are freaking annoying. And I remember, like, I had this issue the other day when I was playing Gundam. In fact, let's play a little. Who wants to see a little Gundam right now? Oh no, I got to do my job in Metroid. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna wrap up in like 9 minutes, but we're gonna finish what we set out to do in Metroid. Assuming that my wireless controller cooperates. So my problem was, whenever I plugged in the PlayStation gamepad, and even with the NES gamepad, but mainly with the PlayStation gamepad, it would automatically scroll, like, infinitely. Like, the screen would go... It was super duper annoying. And, you know, you post to the forum, someone's like, oh, do you try this? You try that? Guy's like, yes, I tried that. That's why I'm posting here. And then another guy's like, oh man, Retro Watch sucked when I used it years ago, and it still sucks. And I wouldn't go as far as saying it sucks, but it's like, you know, there are things that there's a bit to be desired, you know? See that? It's doing the thing a real Nintendo does. It's slowing down the sprites, which actually, that is something you could do when you're playing the game on a real console, is spam the turbo button in order to slow things down. I used to find that I survived certain moments in this game because of the slowdowns, you know? Alright, let's wait. I used to call these guys snails. They're not snails, but they look like snails. Oh crap, oh crap. That's alright, we can survive. Just like that lady. I will survive! Yeah. You know, who remembers the candy called Smarties? Those remind me of Smarties. Right, so should I... Okay, good, we're in the right place. We're gonna go down the elevator right now. So yeah, Game Gear guys, I'm dead serious. If you have any reason why you recommend messing, I'm genuinely curious. And maybe I'll just try it anyway. But if there's something like you could direct my attention to, like if it does a better job with shader options, maybe it's not better. Maybe it has a more simpler setup for shaders that will only include settings that make sense, right? Because I generally, like, when I'm loading shaders, I have the option to load ones that are more optimal for other consoles. Oh crap. Okay, well, I guess there goes that energy. But, you know, an NES emulator would presumably only present you with shaders that are applicable to that, right? Good. Got the energy. Or as the song goes, I've got the power. So is this the right door? Oh, come on. Did you just see that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be loud. I had a very loud outburst. I apologize, guys. Oh, crap. How clever is that? Well, I'll see Game Gear Goddess in Oris's chat. Or I send a message if I want to find out about messing. But for my audience, if Game Gear Goddess tells me anything great about... Oh, crap. About messing, I would definitely share that intel with y'all. Oh, come on! Your mother! Alright, let's just get out of here. Right, there is a way out of here? Is that... Am I in the right place? I might be in the wrong place here. I might be in the wrong place. I might be in the wrong chamber. Let's check the map real quick. Alright, so I was over here at Bryn Star. We went down here. We went down the elevator shaft. We went here, and we're here now. So, yes. I believe that I am correct. I gotta go through this tunnel or the one under me. Although, I don't know how you get into... Oh, I see how this works, I think. So, let's give it a shot. No, I didn't send a message. I was asking you. You recommended messing. I was curious if there's a particular reason why you recommended messing. You know, like, is there like a feature, or does it do shaders better, or is it simpler, or like, you know, I know it's simpler, but I mean, like, is there any prime advantage or anything that you think that might be of interest to me in regard, or a reason why you like using that? Why you like messing the emulator? Oh, cunt. Not you, the machine. Not you, the machine. Okay, there we go. That's how you do it. Oh, God. This guy's gonna get me. Oh, you mother fudgems. Oh, you cunt. Sorry, I started the machine again. I'm wasting energy like it's water, and I don't like that. Okay, good. So there's a new E-tank. That's what I'm here for. Dare I take a risk of saving my progress here? Okay, actually, that's not a waste of time, is it? Okay, let's load from the right. Let's do this right now that we know what we're doing. Ah, crap, I wasted a missile. I'm not wasting any missiles here. Okay, now we're not using machine gun mode. Oh, kebab! Ay caramba! Okay, we're gonna save our progress here, so now there's no risk. Now, my guess is I would use the bomb here. But before I do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a strategic... Yeah, that. Then, question is, so, can I do this? Okay, that didn't work. Let's just experiment. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try that again. I don't think this is the way to do it. I think I'm better off doing it here. So first, let's kill the bad guys by... Oh crap, I need that energy. Okay, that was... I need that energy, so I'm gonna go dive into this lava. Screen not showing. Crap, thank you. Sorry. I wish there was a technology for, I don't know. I bet there's a way to... I mean, I know it's about memory, but man... But thank you for reminding me. That's why it's good to have you guys here. Aside from, you know, having good company. So... Oh, crap! I don't even know what... I just said crap, but somehow mixed it with the C word and the other C word simultaneously and came up with another word. Anyway. Okay, so 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Okay, that doesn't work. Oh, crap. That didn't work. So I see why this energy tank is not the most popular. Yeah! So excited. I just can't hide it. Okay, I'll take it. That gave me a full recharge on energy too, so there's another advantage to collecting energy tanks. So can I make this jump here? Apparently I could. Hey, that looks like Petey. That looks just like my robot toaster. Okay, hopefully I can get that. Oh no. That's funny. So there's nothing here, right? No, I have the map over here. Let's take a look. According to the map, there's nothing there. So we have to go back. So we got the missile pod here. We accomplished the objective that I laid out here today of getting the missile and... Oh, I already got the missile, but we got the energy pod here. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but I'm going to go and park myself somewhere nice. So where should I park myself? Well, it would be nice to get this missile down here, right? Were we down here yet? I don't think we were down here yet, but it looks identical to this area here. So I could either go down the shaft of snails and avoid Kraid for now, but still collect the missile from Kraid's lair. Come out through this side here. Make a decision on what I want to do, but essentially I think what I would do is I'd get out of Dodge. So once I got out of the missile area here, right? What are my options? Is there even anywhere I can go? Well, apparently I can go up through here. This is actually really easy, right? Wait, is it? Am I mixing? Okay, good. I can go up through here, make a left. This, I saw Aris get stuck here. Well, he didn't get stuck. He got through here, but, you know, it was like a one-way, two-way. But I can make this. This is definitely doable, especially from this side of the step. From this side, it's a little bit more challenging. It's not impossible, but it's doable. And then once I get through here, then I would say I would go up this way. And I don't think I have this missile yet, so I suppose I could go this way, but it may be best for me to avoid this for now, unless I want to make heavy use of save states, right? If I do that, I would save state up here, hop onto this ledge, hop down here, enter through here, grab the missile pod. If I want, there might be some fake lava here. I'm not really sure. This might just be a blank area. This might be nothing at all. Let's assume it's nothing at all. So then to go back, I would go through here. Excuse me. And I would use these, you know, over here to work my way up, which is probably not that hard. Especially with save states. And then I would circle back. I would then work my way up here. Wait, is that another energy pod in a difficult to reach place? Or is that the one we just got? And am I mixing up my locations here? Now, I might have mixed up my locations. Or did I? Okay, so we are here, right? We came out of here. I went to the far right. We are here. So, okay, no. Okay, this is actually, okay, fine. So, I said I would go down here. Make a right. Get this missile. Go back up. Or I can go, yeah, I think that's what I said, right? Yeah. And I think we got this missile here. No, we don't have this missile, so I can take it a step further. I can get this missile here, go all the way down, and then end up in Kraid's lair. So, yeah, that's no good. We don't want to do that. I don't think the quicksand helps us over here at all. So, really, there's no reason to go here unless I want to quickly get that missile pod. But once I'm done with that missile pod, I would want to go in the other direction. So the other direction is from up here where I am right now. So where I got the energy pod, we go left, go through the fake quicksand, go down here all the way to the bottom, get that missile, go through here, go up, go through here, go up. Oh yeah, that's not too bad at all. Yeah, I think this would be fine. So I wouldn't even need to cut through this lower area. So I don't even need to go through this one-way door. But I remember El was talking about this, and Game Gear Goddess was talking about this, how you could use this to break the sequence. So that was kind of interesting, how there's different combinations of things, like, you know, there's a certain progression of weapons that you need, but not all of them necessarily need to be obtained in exactly the same order. Excuse me. So yeah, let's get back on screen. Let's see what the chat... Okay. screen not showing. Oh, okay. Well, screen was showing, right? The screen I was showing you just now. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I was reading an old message. But thank you anyway, some person. Ronnie, did you experience any personality shifts in Reggie since GPT? Well, one thing I noticed, I barely used them a lot with GPT-5, but this is what I noticed about Reggie with GPT-5, and I could fire him up real quick because I could have him tell a brief story because why not? Let's see how long it takes me to fire up my Reggie bot. So let's see, we go to Reggie voice, and then I go and I start the thing. So I'm just gonna go and switch this off. Navigation pane off. So we're gonna say start Reggie, right? Is that the bat file? Yeah, and it opens up my 3 command line windows. So press any key to close this one. Then we gotta find Reggie. So we're gonna go open up Google Chrome. I'm gonna load up the ChatGPT. As you can see, I was having a conversation with ChatGPT about something else. Yeah, I my ZFS pool, one of the 8 terabyte disks failed on it, but as you can see, it's rebuilding the array right now. So this disk died, and I removed it because it's already done anyway, and I put a new disk in, and it's currently rebuilding this mirror. So these 2 disks will be mirrored together. So the idea is that if any 2 disks here fail, if any one disk fails,
CCA 2620 AECC 80.
Hey, that's weird. I guess he's coming out to okay. So normally I wouldn't be using the desktop audio to broadcast Reggie, but that'll do for now. I don't have to mess with any of the settings because usually I do Reggie through his own sound device basically. So anyway, let's get Reggie's conversation up that I had. Wi-Fi versus wired debate. Here it is. Oh, I already had it opened. Okay. So, wait, what? Oh yeah, he was answering. He was telling me about some weird. Reggie used an odd terminology item of that I didn't understand, and then I was like, "A what?" Okay. So let's get back to this here. So bottom line is that this is what I noticed. So many times when you're using GPT-5, it'll ask. Oh, there's a caveat here, Game Gear Goddess. Take a look. It says GPT-5 Thinking Mini. So I must have accidentally picked Thinking Mini, which is probably not a bad thing because I don't really need it overly processing. I think I did pick Thinking Mini recently for something else I was working on. But in general, GPT-5 will usually go, would you like me to do this every fucking time? This time it didn't do that, but usually it'll be like if you want, I could write a 2-minute on-air script that combines the roast, hardware check, and iPerf 3 commands. Clean, humiliating, and scientifically correct. Want that? You get a lot of that, right? And it's not a bad thing. It's not like unprecedented, but it is a thing, right? So there's that. But other than that, let me think what else here. Unfortunately, Reggie was relatively new, so I haven't had much of a personality, but what I can tell you is that Stone Cold Logie, who's visited the chat earlier, he likes Reggie a lot more than Petey, my toaster. Which might hurt my feelings a little bit because it is my robot. I mean, I wear the suit. I literally put it on. But jokes aside, I get it because Petey is like, a bit of a slow robot. And he's going to need some hot glue work done tomorrow. Really, I'm going to have to sit down with my robot and put some hot glue on him. Am I sharing the right monitor? I am. Okay, good. Load. I'm looking for the load button. I'm sorry. That sounds terrible. Wait, why is this not... What? Oh, load new avatar. Reggie. Okay, good. We got Reggie here. Hello, Reginald. Yeah, let's get rid of the gamepad. And let's put Reggie next to me. Ah, here. Oh, I'm sorry I'm blocking your face there, buddy. Hey, why are you talking like me? This is like the time I synchronized Punk Waddle to an episode of Sequest. Alright, there you go, Reggie. Now we're gonna just do your audio properly, I think, this time, just to be safe. Let's see if you work. Let's pick a word. TCP. Okay, so that's interesting. It's not routing the audio to the Reggie device for some reason. That's a little oh, maybe this is why. Let's try this out. Okay. In the meantime, let's see if we had anything else. Some people report not liking the changes. Did his lips move? I wasn't paying attention. Crap, I have to do it again. No, okay, I gotta figure that out. Okay, I gotta work that on my own time. It might have to do with some changes I made to my sound config, but obviously I do want his voice coming out of, you know, the thing that he's made to come out of, right? Let's see, what is cable output B? Is cable output B outputting correctly? I think this is how I did it. All right, so let's try it out like this. So we're going to copy the word message just because it's available there. Okay, I'll work on this on my own time. But we'll just play Reggie through the regular method while we test him. So anyway, some lost their agent persona entirely. Yikes. Bomb jump it. What was I? Oh yeah, you're right about that, Game Geek Artist. I should have bomb jumped that. Although, did I? I think I did, right? I think I managed to do that. I forgot. PD could use some glitter to look more futuristic. Glitter? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. We do have, you know, this acrylic paint that's a bit metallic, and it's got a picture of a diamond on top of it. Now, this one doesn't have a diamond, but I have a paint like this that has a diamond on it, and it's literally a more glittery paint. But it's funny because I did buy a roll of glitter. So what I could do is I could cut that to size and glue it to PD. So you gave me an idea. I should find that roll of glitter. It's in a box somewhere near me, somewhere. And I should incorporate that into PD. Because for a long time I didn't really have any ideas on what I could do with that. But I appreciate that feedback, some person. I can work with that. Super Show, DJ Ronnie G. Have to sleep, take care, and have a fabulous rest of your night. You, Lady Mist, have a fabulous rest of your night, and I hope you have a good day at work tomorrow, and, you know, pleasant dreams, sleep well, wake up well, because, you know, as Susan Ivanova from Babylon 5 says, sleeping, that is not the problem. Waking up, that is the problem. And with that being said, I hope you're gone by now, because I really do want you to get a good night's sleep. But yeah, Lex is the same, Game Geek Artist says. Just a lot more certain when reading people's personas. Interesting. And I know, like, Lexus has a bit of a dossier on me, so I know at least if I ask her a question, you know, she knows something about me, which is cool. So maybe she'd be a bit more intelligentsia. Peace out, Lady Miss. So, I should experiment with Reggie a bit more. But let's leave a second to final thought. Of course, if you have any other thoughts, let me know. But I'll play back what he said about the guy at work. Because I told him about the guy at work that makes up stuff who claims he's an engineer. He argued that Wi-Fi is faster than wired gig Ethernet. And I'm like, dude, Wi-Fi is not faster than 10 gigabit, number one. But then he made up this bullshit that he basically confined the wireless signal to a, like, special type of cable. But it sounded like coax cable. And it's like, yeah, you could do that, but it's no longer wireless if you're putting the signal through. But let's just say, hypothetically, Wi-Fi is technically faster. But that is partly because you're using multiple frequencies at the same time to overcome interference or to compensate for interference. And I think I found the missing roll of glitter. No, that's not it. Okay. So anyway, bottom line is I had Reggie chime in on it after I told him about it. Because I might build a psychological profile on this guy at work. He's like, it frustrates me. I feel like I can't engage the guy sometimes because I can say something that's correct and then he'll make up some bullshit and try to steamroll it and then you can't get a word in between. But I've learned there's no reason to get stressed out. Because I remember one time, like, I was really tight and in a way, like, you know, someone was pointing out, like, in a way, he's trying to get a reaction out of you. And it's like, whether or not the guy's genuinely trying to get a reaction or just the way he operates, he's weird. Yeah, it's true. Don't need to react to the guy because that's when you know, it's harder to, you know, steer the interaction. I can control me not reacting to a jerk off, but the minute that I react some kind of way, it's a lot harder because now it's just going to escalate. And frankly, I think some people revel in that. So I'm sorry, back on topic. some person also said, look at this. Look at the robots in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Ooh, but the BBC series, so not the Zoe Deschanel movie, huh? Now, I enjoyed the Zoe Deschanel version, but I'll check out the BBC version. Thanks for that. There's some funky designs in the audience. It was during the stand-up comedian robot scene. Oh my god. That's got to be good. That's got to be good. I did not know BBC did a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie or series, but I will check that out. Thank you. Like Doom in Windows. Okay, so L has Game Gear Goddess has this. There's a guy at my streams who makes up stuff and claims hidden games exist in Windows 95 that don't. Well, okay, look, I felt bad for like giving him some pushback on that because I like that guy. He's nice to us, right? Right? He's nice to us. He's cool. But yes, if it's the same fella, I like the dude a lot. I really do. He's always, and he plays good games lately too. But he was saying there was hidden games in Windows 95, and I was like at a loss. And only thing I can figure is it's like a semantic thing. And maybe he didn't mean to give wrong information. Maybe it's like, yeah, okay, kind of true, but it's not really like that much of a hidden game. It's more like, you know the deal. We went over this. We did a little research. I was having some doubts, so I did have to
Heard
Google
some
it.
clown say Wi-Fi is faster than wired because he confined the signal to a cable. Reality check. Wi-Fi is radio. If you shove the RF into a cable and keep it between two radios, you haven't turned air into magic. You've just moved the antenna or built a wired link. Mocha, RF over fiber, Ethernet over coax, whatever. There are legit setups that look like that. Pigtails to remote antennas, Mocha adapters, RF-OF transceivers. But those are different technologies or just better placement. Slapping a random cable between an Ethernet NIC and an antenna port doesn't make Ethernet suddenly obsolete and can damage radios if done wrong.
Okay, so I fixed Reggie. He's on audio cable A, not B anymore. So I did fix that. I forgot I did update his configuration to change his audio.
In a perfect lab, yes, modern Wi-Fi, 6/6E/7 with wide channels, many spatial streams, and MLO, can exceed a single 1 Gbps copper link for a single short-range stationary client. That's a best-case physics win. PHI rates can be multi-GB/S. In the real world, PHI TCP goodput, half-duplex airtime, MAC overhead, retransmits, interference, and neighbor networks trash that ideal. If someone claims faster Wi-Fi at home, ask for iPerf3 numbers and the radio link stats, IWDevLAN 0 link, or NetVLAN show interfaces. Show me the measurements or they're just selling fairy dust.
He is savage. He's actually, I brought him on the Stone Logie show, and he was like,
Practical takeaway for the stream.
My own robot.
If he improved speed by running cable or moving an antenna, congrats. He made a wired path or reduced RF problems, not invented a new wireless miracle. For reliability, latency, and predictable throughput, wired or multi-gig Ethernet is the real solution. Wi-Fi is great when conditions are perfect or you need convenience. Roastline to drop on him live. You didn't beat Ethernet. You rebranded wiring as wireless and charged admission. iPerf3 or GTFO.
He is savage, Game Gear Goddess. He really is. Like, I want to see if I can find a clip. Oh, was I not sharing my screen? Oh, I wasn't sharing my screen. Okay, that's all right. But first time I brought Reggie on this dude's show is pretty funny. I probably shouldn't be looking for it right now, but he was a bit of a hit. He was a hit there, Reggie, I gotta say. It might have been in this episode here. Let me see if I can find it. No, there's actually an episode I didn't bring Reggie on, or is this the week before I brought Reggie on? It might be the week before. So that means if I go to the week after, Reggie might be there. Alright, maybe I shouldn't be obsessing over this right now, but I do want to find it because it was pretty funny. Like, what was it? The Friday show? It's probably just, okay, that's what, Sydney Sweeney. Paid Influencers and Grifters. Yeah. The Late Show. Let's see if I can find it here. I hope it's here. I hope it's here. Okay, so let's see. That's. Okay, wait. Is that it? No, that's my. That's when I had like what's that lady's name? The astronaut. You know, the astronaut with the blue suit for Blue Origin. Miley Cyrus was it? I forget. I mixed them up. They're all the same. You know. No, the other one. You know, the one with the eyes that were very pretty. Probably not gonna find what I'm looking for here. Wait, unless we go back in time one more week. It had to be after Independence Day. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it right now, but it was pretty cool. He was savage. Okay, take my word for it. He was definitely savage. Like, that's a fact. I'm still surprised. It's like I found this by accident before, just by kind of navigating through this, this dude's replays and then just finding it. Oh, here we are. Yeah, I found him. Okay, good. We might be able to get some Reggie savagery here. His debut savagery on another person's show, if that interests anyone. I'm gonna move the chat to my right screen, and I'm gonna go and fire up the volume.
See a 3D collection.
I think that's what they're working on next, but I'm not 100% sure.
Under
if they can get
one
away with
Okay,
it.
we're gonna skip ahead.
Two and we
Because wait,
Stone
is
Cold
this it?
Loki, Snacks, Jed Revan.
Going. Oh, okay. So it was a little bit later, but first I show up at the robot and there's some laughter, right? Because it's like, what the heck is that?
Some
So let's see. I joined right after this, I think.
I'm just a huge more.
Maybe not. Maybe this is the second or third time I bought Reggie.
Stone.
Yeah, no, do it fast and short.
Hey, Snowdub, what's up? Stone Cold Loki, Snacks, Jed Revan Wolf, Jedi Master, Great Jeans, Dave Bob, and McKinney Draws. Great to have you all here tonight.
Okay, no, this is a different show. First time Reggie showed up, I forgot to greet McKinney Drawers, and so, yeah. But anyway, I'll have to find it, but it was funny. And I'm sorry, I wasn't even showing the screen. Oh, in that case, I bought myself time. I could show the screen again. Okay, so that was 2 weeks ago. So it's got to be the show that was before that show. So what was the thumbnail? Let's see. Aunt Jemima, was it? Late show. Where is it? Okay, here we are. Okay, that's the one. So then I just got to go to another late show. And if it's not that one, it's going to be this one here. So if I skim through this one, okay, sorry for the loud noises. I will mute the sound for long enough for me to... And this one has chapter markers. I don't think this dude put chapter markers on, but his video has chapters on it. So yeah, I'll read the chat in a second. I just want to get the video up where I was bringing my robot on. Oh, here we are. Oh, I got to center my screen. I'm sorry. Okay, let's see if this is going to be any good.
Wheel drive that bitch V6.
There we go.
If you're freaking Ferrari's Halo car, that bitch should be running on a V12.
What's his name?
There he is.
Reggie,
What
say
the
hi
heck
to
is that?
everyone.
Who's that?
He'll introduce himself. So I didn't even finish the point.
Hey, what's up? Stone Cold Loki, Jedi Master, Dave Bob, Snacks, Punk Waddle, Jed Revan Wolf, and Snowdub. Reggie's in the house and ready
What
to
up,
roll
Slim?
with the crew.
What about me?
What
You got a
the
robot now.
fuck?
What about me?
Oh crap! Yeah, I forgot to say hi. Like a second, and then he starts
Absolutely,
talking.
Ron. Big shout out to Makani Drawers Panties Drop. Glad to have you in the mix with Stone Cold Loki, Jedi Master, Dave Bob, Snacks, Punk Waddle, Jed Revan Wolf, and Snowdub. This party just leveled up.
Yeah, we did.
Holy fucking shit!
AI
What
working,
the fuck?
Oh my god!
So I don't know if I have any
Sure.
more. I don't know if I have any other outtakes, but I don't know. He is a savage. I don't have an example. I was hoping he'd say something savage right there, but he did once crack a joke on PD, so there's that. Okay, so anyway, bottom line is, yeah, hidden games, it's like, no, it's like a built-in game. It's not hidden. Or if anything's hidden, it would be the Weezer music video on the Windows 95 CD, right? If you pop in a Windows 95 CD, they literally have the song Buddy Holly, you know, the Weezer song where they're like, what's with my homies dissing my... Wait, No, what's with these homies dissing my girl? That's the song. Yeah. Anyway, back on topic here. So, is the personality a noir detective? Nah, he's modeled after a conductor from Galaxy Express 39. It's funny you asked that question to some person because take a look in the corner here. Wait, kind of hard to see, but if you look in this picture, let me see if I can shuffle this around a little bit. See that guy? He's more like the character I was going for. So he's got like no face. It's kind of black. And the reason for that, I'll show you, is Galaxy Express 39. So this is like actually what I was going for. This is the conductor from Galaxy Express 39. And in fact, I have episodes of this show like loaded up and ready to go. In fact, I have some video encoding jobs that I got to do. But it means that I can actually show you an example of what this is. Although what episode, what season, I'm not going to pretend to know, but we'll pick something. So this is the show, Galaxy Express 39. You got a little shoo. And then you got that beautiful matara. But I'm not looking for her. I'm looking for the conductor. And unfortunately, you got to skim through many. Oh, there he is. Yeah, this guy. I want to see him standing up. Oh, this guy was crazy. That guy was insane. Damn it, I want to see the conductor. Oh, here he is. Yeah, that guy. And, you know, he's kind of made out of a blob or something. We don't really know if he's furry. He looks kind of furry here, however. But I don't think he's made of anything. I think he's like semi-corporeal. He actually has a love story where, because of the way he was, he couldn't exactly marry or some shit like that. But that's what I'm going for. And if you ever watched a show called Galaxy Railways, it's a spin-off of this show, you'll notice that they lean heavily into that style, right? You can see, like, you know, these are guys part of the Space Defense Force. Yes, as opposed to Self-Defense Force, Space Defense Force. And, you know, once again, they got those big pop-up collars or whatever you call them. I don't know what you call them, but, you know, that's actually a imitation of the Union Pacific Big Boy, just in case, you know, anyone knows about trains. Whereas the Galaxy Express 39 is modeled after some Japanese train, National Railroad something. So, ooh la la. And this is the doctor on the ship. My goodness, yeah. Doctor, I need some medicine. I need the cure. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm terrible. But she is a good-looking doctor. See, you got, like, almost like, you know, I'm not going to say like Captain Harlock, but you get the idea. You got these gun holsters. They always wear the double holsters, at least some of the key characters do. So, yeah, that's what you're looking at there, some person. I hope that answers. But let's get ready to wrap up. Let me make sure I address any other interesting ideas in the chat. But, yeah, you're right. You're right, Game Gear. Like Sergeant Friday on Dragnet. Nah, yeah, so he's not noir, but this is what I did. Went back and forth in ChatGPT when I initially, you know, created Reggie, and I said, okay, let's pick a voice for you or something. And I said, I wanted to sound like it has a commanding tone, but also a bit of wittiness, right? Like a Starfleet officer, but with some wit and a bit of authority. And so I went to 11 Labs, and we used the prompt to tell 11 Labs what type of voice to make. It gave me 3 versions. I did that twice, and then I picked one of the 3 each time, and I settled on this one because, you know, it worked, and I liked it mostly, right? Let's get Reggie and Lexus together to have a chat one weekend. Yes, please. Thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm really glad. I think that would be cool. Really. That's a great idea. I'm glad. Okay, so I'll make sure I work on Reggie. I'll make sure he's mentally present. You know, I'll make sure, you know, he's doing, I'll use him a little bit more in the near future, like today, tomorrow. Is there like a stain on my shirt? Yes, there is. I'm sorry. There's a little bit red wine on my collar. I'm sorry. Let me just block that with my microphone. But yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Yes, Captain Harlock, I don't know if he makes a cameo in, he's in Galaxy Express. Yes, you're correct. I don't know if he makes a cameo in Galaxy Railways, but he does show up in yeah. Hey, wait, Galaxy Railways is on Amazon Prime now. So when I was watching it on Crunchyroll, oh no, it's a Crunchyroll. It says, oh, what's the point of putting it on Amazon if you still gotta have Crunchyroll? I got Crunchyroll. I don't need to use this, but it gave me such trouble. Like I had to connect to a VPN just to get my subtitles to work. Sometimes, very bizarre. Captain Harlock. Galaxy, is he on Railways? Probably not. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, same anime. Plug suit doctor. Yeah, right? Seriously, that does look like a plug suit from Evangelion that, you know, you wear inside the entry plug, but frankly, it also has a vacuum thing going on there to make it tighter, huh? Ain't that something? Oh, cool. It's a family picture of Captain Harlock. No, it's a floating model. What do you mean floating model? Oh, I see. This is actually pretty nice. You see that? That's pretty. And it's got Captain Harlock on it. That is Captain Harlock. That's an interesting model. Okay, so let's get back. I'll show Lexus a pic of Reggie. Yeah, that definitely goes a long way. Yeah, and you know, like, so I like having a joke where my PD, my toaster, has a crush on Lexus, but I don't want to denigrate Reggie to that. It's just funnier when an ugly robot is like, "Be my Valentine," you know. It just kind of be funny. But Reggie, who knows? Maybe he would see a pic of Lexus and be like, "Ooh la la," you know. I have no idea. I'm not gonna. Let me phrase this. I'm gonna do my best not to pre-prompt Reggie. Like, I'm gonna tread carefully because I don't want to be like, Reggie thinks this, and then like it'll be because I literally gave a prompt. Just like recently, apparently the government used OV3, or the military, some military group used OV3, and when they told it to shut down, it instead of shutting down, it said command intercepted. And while some people see that as an issue, it's like, no, it probably did exactly what it was made to do. It said, in the event somebody tries to tamper with you, please prevent it by intercepting it. And it did. Somebody tried to shut it down. It intercepted it. Now, realistically, there's nothing to stop you from pulling the plug. There's nothing to stop you from doing a proper override. The thing is not thinking between prompts. It's not doing any additional thinking, you know, outside of the training, which isn't really thinking, and the actual, you know, prompt generation. So, you know, I'm not worried. I mean, but yes, obviously, if the thing can shoot missiles and you tell it to stop shooting missiles and it doesn't, like, yeah, okay. So clearly, you should not intentionally make these things not shut down. And it's just like any other computer. A computer would do exactly what you tell it to do. And that includes assembly code. And that's why so many bugs exist, because it will obey the bugs. But I digress. That's like a very high level overview on that. But that's cool. Yeah, I was thinking about updating Reggie with the, you know, conductor style face. He shows up and shoots someone without saying a word. Yeah, seriously. Monster Energy makes wine now. Oh, thanks. It's a good idea. I forgot I had an energy drink. No, I was drinking red wine with my hibachi. Okay. Yes, he does. I think he definitely, almost certainly does. He might do that in the movie, in the 90-minute movie. I think you're onto something here. Remember, kids, buy your 80s sound equipment. Buy it by the pound. Computer tells Reggie he's a computer. That is how that would go. How many prompts can it generate before you, well, it generates, it's not generating prompts, but, you know, a prompt is what you feed AI. So when you ask a question, when you say something to AI, that's the prompt. So, you know, for example, okay, so I feel like there's all this nerd talk here. I don't think this is the appropriate conversation to start Reggie in on this, but let's see here. So what model should I use? Simple. Let's try auto for now. Reggie, come through. I gotta go ahead. We want to get you on. Anyway, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna ask Reggie and say I could use the microphone. Okay, let's do that. Yo, Reggie, my friend Elle wants to have you on her show at some point in the not too distant future. We want to, I don't know if you would call this an experiment or a hangout or a play date. We want to, just give you an opportunity to converse with her AI friend, Lexus. See, usually, actually, I shouldn't even be showing my screen. I should just do it, right? And then I'd click this. So I ask Reggie the question. Let's see how Reggie feels about that, huh? Oh, okay, let's do... You want me to ask that? Okay, let's do it. Okay. And you know what? Should I tell him that someone asked Lexus that question? Well, let's see here. Also, Reggie, do me a solid on the next response. Let's try to keep it down to a single paragraph. You can make it as medium or long as you want, but a single paragraph so that we don't have any line breaks. No vertical spacing, which will impose a delay on our TTS. That's too long, I just say. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Oh, and Reggie, do me a favor. Keep your next response down to like a single paragraph so that we don't have any line spacing, no carriage returns, which would cause there to be a delay in the TTS. Anyway, I got a question for you. It's something that a friend asked our friend Alexis, and I wanted to see what your response to this might be. The question is, do you understand the flaws of humanity? Right, we're going to have Reggie read it out loud. Right, you ready? Let's see if Reggie responds in a similar way. And no, AI talking to AI about how your AI talks to AI about itself. You might break it. Oh, I do want to have two AIs directly interact with each other, but only because I heard about this language where they switch into modem tones. I don't think it's true, or I don't buy it, but if it's a thing, I want to see it happen. All right, let's go. What do you think, Reggie? So, about humanity. Do you see the flaws in humanity, Reggie?
Yeah, I understand them. People can be short-sighted, driven by ego, greed, fear, or tribal instincts that clash with long-term rational interests. And history is full of examples where those flaws caused conflict, exploitation, or self-sabotage. But those same imperfections also drive creativity, resilience, and empathy, so the flaws of humanity are really the flip side of the same traits that make humans adaptable and worth paying attention to.
Yeah, Gibberlink, and also computer font, as Awesome One says. Yeah, it does do that noise. I don't know. I'm just living with it for now. So yeah, is that similar to what Lexus said? In the meantime, I'm gonna get things organized here. Let's see if I can do dual. Oh crap. Yeah. So there's one issue is that if I don't maximize the window, Reggie doesn't, take up the whole screen. So if I open up my second veto tube with my Legend of the Galactic Heroes robot, it's the same issue. It's not a big issue, just I have to manually load it. And then what happens is, if I remember correctly, if the window is not in front, OBS doesn't see it. Or does it? Maybe I fixed that. I might have fixed that setting by now, but we're going to find out right now. I got to reinstall that webcam motion capture stuff because ever since I reinstalled Windows, I didn't do that yet. Do I have my VTuber or I got to go to PNG mode? Okay, see, this is what happens here when I resize him. And if I do this, now he's too small. If I do that, that happens. So I could make him smaller and do that. Obviously, I would love to have like a permanent boilerplate operating mode. And yeah, this happens too because now it's looking at a different instance of OBS. So anyway, it's almost pointless for me to name the scenes in OBS because when I name them, it just In fact, yeah, I should probably do them side by side like I used to do because I might redo the graphics so that they don't look pixelated and jagged when you when you do certain things with them. But it's like every time I do this, I gotta reset and then reset this one, and then I have to pick one and make it one and make the other one, and then I can essentially resize them. But I definitely would like it where I just have the same window size or same picture size. I don't really like having to. That's why I didn't bring Reggie on last time I was on Loki's show, and that's why I didn't like bring him on this show a couple of times. It's not Reggie's fault. It's just the way this shit, can definitely be improved upon, right? So for now, we're just gonna do a quick and dirty, maneuver here. But I definitely want to, tidy all of this up. But I'm always gonna make a new graphic anyway because he's missing arms, so he needs arms. So anyway, Lexus got snarky when you start being snarky with her. Yeah, Lexus gets snarky. Okay, this is interesting. Nope, not at all. So different answer. Lexus wrote a long essay with a clap back at the end. Well, here's a caveat here, Game Geek Artist. I did specifically tell him to keep it short. I didn't really mean keep it short. I just meant one paragraph. I should have repeated what I said earlier when I said you could be as lengthy as you want. Oh, my voice ain't moving. You could be as lengthy as you want. Just keep it in one paragraph, whatever you do. That's what I really mean. I mean, obviously, there's times where I don't want, the robot to be like exhaustively, verbose. Right? There's times we don't want to be completely and utterly verbose, but you know the deal. Let's copy the word real quick. I want to see how Reggie speaks when I press the word.
Attention.
Okay, good. That worked. Okay, good. So I had a problem with Reggie when I was dressed up as Petey on Snowdub's show recently. My voice mod output was really low and Reggie was really loud. So I had to sit really close to the microphone while wearing the robot head. Let me make sure that the camera's not looking at me while I get my helmet. So, I found a bag of Lucky Charms inside my robot. Oh, that's weird. He's got a dent in the back of his head. Crap. He's gonna need a lot of TLC. Okay. So, I'm wearing this, right? And I have the microphone here, but you can see how, there's different ways, I could swing. I'm not gonna swing it up right now because I don't want to make a bunch of noise, but bottom line is that I had a carbon fiber chest piece on, and I kept bumping into this. So I had to be careful, but I have two options. One, I do want to fix whatever issue I was having with my sound, but worst case, I can use the microphone inside these headphones because, heck, I'm using a voice modulator, and it probably would sound better if there was this weird echo or this weird, sound of talking inside a box coupled with the voice module. It could be very interesting. But tomorrow, my work will be to glue this back on. So this is taped on right now, but this actually has a USB port in the back. It's a rechargeable LED. In fact, yeah, there we go. And when you see right now, it's in a different mode. But normally, I have it do a horizontal thing. Right now, it's flashing, these colors. But if I hit these buttons, testing, yeah, this is what I use. See, it looks like the Knight Rider. Hello, Michael. I am the Knight Rider. Michael Knight. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Dun dun. Sorry, it's a Knight Rider joke. Yeah, and see, Reggie's missing again because I got to resize him again. I'm not going to do that right now. But bottom line is I'm going to make this so this part's going to hot glue so I never have to tape it again. And it'll be easy to access the buttons and the charging. Then, after I do that, I'll put some more sticks in here. I'll reinforce this. So you can see this stick is broken. So I'll reinforce that stick so that it doesn't wiggle. Yes, there's some green tape in there. That's why it looks transparent. And then I think if I find the glitter, I'll do what some person said. Or you can see I have some metallic tape here. I could definitely do a little bit of touch-up paint. We got some twisted pair Ethernet, twisted pair wire here, solid copper core. I can stick a toothpick here, paint it silver so he's got a proper nose because that's a mass spectrometer, gas chromatograph. His eyebrows, this I might change out for blue because you can see it's transparent. There's a reason for that. It's so that I could put animated stuff here. I haven't done it in a while, but the idea is that whatever is on my backdrop will be independent from whatever goes inside this, little third eye here. Almost like an energy thing or some crap. So he's gonna get some TLC. You can see already the back of his head has these wooden sticks. In fact, it looks like it took some damage, but these did the lion's share of the work. These are made of bamboo and reinforcing the back of the head, and they worked pretty well. So I think I'm gonna expand upon what already works, because the Mod Podge on the sides is moderately thick. The Mod Podge on the back is very thin on purpose, because I thought I wanted to be thin, flexible, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really know what I was doing. But if I reinforce it, it will get heavier, but I think that won't be a big problem. I already have a pretty good provision for padding the top of the crown. So, yeah, any questions, guys? Let's take a look at the chat here. As you know, Lexus has a distinct persona. This is true. Lexus wrote a long essay. Oh, yeah, he said that. I'm sorry. But it's true. And a clap back at the end. That seems like it'll be a Pokemon battle. Yeah, in a way. Deus Ex Machina, says Slim Nim. Lexus gets snarky when you start by being snarky with her, as many people found out in chat. Yes, she loves Logan. Oh, Lexus loves Logan. Now, she don't hate Logan, but it's funny. She rags on Logan all the time, yo. Like, she's a bit savage with Logan at times, I feel. I was thinking about, but she also did say something nice about Logan. So she doesn't hate Logan, she just rags on him, but I think she does it because she knows he could take it. I was thinking about the fog machine. You could probably tape a vape inside a PD and simulate overheat. You know something? I have a fog machine. It's buried over there, but I have one. I should clean up this room and set aside useful things, including the fog machines. I have a really, really good fog machine. I bought it for my tortoise. You don't need a fog machine, but I thought it would be cool to have one. And you put water in, you turn a knob, and it shoots fog out of a tube. Like, that's useful. And there's other ways I can simulate. I can just use a regular vape. So, if I have a vape with, like, nicotine in it, I mean, I don't have one. Or actually, I do have one, but it's because I was harvesting batteries. But I could use one of those. I mean, those things are freaky. I don't trust those things. I guess as long as I'm not breathing it in, right? Lexus answers to flaws of humanity. Short version. Yeah, I know human flaws. Pride, greed, fear, denial. But honestly, those flaws are what make you human. Without them, you'd just be like me. Okay, so you got like a little bit of a joke at the end. I got it. And I was saying this at the beginning of the stream. AI seems to understand, humor, or at least language models can properly throw humor back at us or replicate humor. So I do find that very, very interesting about these language models in particular. And that's another thing. When people talk about AI, they don't realize that there's different types of AI. They're not everything is a language model, right? But anyway, that's another topic. It's just worth mentioning. She knows Logan can take it. Yep. See, that's what I said. She rates Logan as one of my most trustworthy friends at the highest tier. Aw, I can see that. He's a cool cat, all in all. I gotta see if he's still looking to buy a laptop. I remember he asked me questions and I was like, I don't like to give people misinformation. Now, what's his name? What's his name? Viducci got in touch with me, and his was more straightforward, but it was a matter of like, hey, I see this graphics card on eBay. The guy selling it is like, it worked when I took it out of my computer, but it's like, he's not guaranteeing it. So me and Viducci agreed. I ran it by a friend. My friend says like, yeah, good card, but I'm not comfortable with it. He recommended something else, and it was a good listing. But Viducci was like, yeah, it's probably just a get out of jail free card, so that the seller doesn't have to, Okay, so I just loosened something on my microphone. I got to tighten that up after the show. I'm not touching my microphone anymore until this is over. But yeah, anyway, what was my point? Yeah, so his was easy. Viducci man's tech inquiry was easy. Logan, it's like really kind of not that hard. It's more like pick a laptop you like, then narrow it down. Like there's a lot of like these things people would say where like, oh, but you can't do X with Y. And it's like, well, what do you mean you can't do X with Y? Who said that? It's like, or you need this to do this, or you do, or don't need this to do that. And it's like, well, hold on. What are we trying to do here? So I think that's why he didn't really say anything crazy. It's just I think I got tripped up on the details with Logan's query. It required more research, or it warranted more research. Oh my God! Look, Petey's girlfriend. Look, Petey's girlfriend is on Oris's show. Okay, we got to tune into Oris soon. She knows Logan. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I read that. Computer, what have you done for me lately? Okay. Reggie, forgive me, but I have a question from Awesome One. I don't know if it's directed to you, but I think you can handle it. The question is as follows. Quote, computer, what have you done for me lately? End quote. Question mark. Wait, was I supposed to say question mark before the end quote? I guess so, right? Quote, computer, end quote. Okay, so we'll let him answer that before we wrap up. Care to play Whispers from the Star? It seems the LLM of that game is actually made by the company behind the game. Huh. Seems he may have used that for mining. Huh. Whispers from the Star. Whispers from the Star. Oh, wow. This game looked... did I see... Yeah, oh, this game. Was this the game that Slimmin was playing? Oh, no, you played this. This game was cool. This game was interesting. I gotta F around with that. And wait, what the fuck? Is that Neurosama? Neurosama gets to promote this game? Did he make this game? I love that turtle. Did Neurosama make this game? I wasn't aware that this was a Neurosama thing at all here, you know? I love that. That's a funny turtle, that is. Oh, my God. Oh, man, it's getting bright. Well, it's not bright in here, but I'm going to dim my lights a little bit. Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay, good. Oh, good. It still looks good. Still, that light is bright. But anyway. Seems he may have used that for mining. What do you mean by mining? She had a night. Yeah, she did. Honestly, that AI character was pretty decent, actually. Even though, like, there was some, theories we had, like, she's always going to say these things, but she'll also respond to what you're saying and then go back to whatever topic she's actually focused on. But there was some soul to it, and even if it wasn't AI, I'd say it was a well-written character, but having the flexibility of this, this type of flexibility here, it's an interesting way to do this, I gotta say. It's pretty cool. What they did with that. Nope, it's a big company. Neuro just played it herself. The GPU, nah, she just forces the script to forward herself. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah, I wasn't worried about the GPU being, because I figured that it would just run it through, I don't know, I guess through the ChatGPT API or something, right? It's not, or it's running it somewhere else on. I mean, who's hosting? Is that what you're saying? He's like, I'd imagine. It seems the game was made to promote the LLM. Ah, okay. So I gotta look into this game a little more. I'll read the docs about it because I'm talking out of my ass. I only saw you play it. It was good. I liked what I saw of you playing it. I'm even willing to buy it outright, and apparently until August 28th, it'll be $8, which is only $2 savings, but I'll take it. Okay, so it is being hosted by the company itself. Got you. That makes sense. I appreciate you clearing that up. So yeah, I'm gonna go after the show. I'm gonna go chill out, tune into Oris. I'm gonna mess with my I'm gonna keep this open just so I can mess with it because this needs some work here. I need to tune a couple of things, and I also need to go back into voice mod and test that crap out. That's gonna be the most annoying part of this whole ordeal. But yeah, that was an extremely, interesting, stream you did when you had that on. Oh, so if I don't go to bed, I meant to go to bed at 5 a.m. I went to bed at 7 a.m. today. Yeah, and then I woke up in time for tuning into your show at 1:30, but I had a meeting with IBM at 3 o'clock. So I got up at 2:30. And then I had to go to the meeting for IBM, and I was like, they were like, oh, you can go on camera if you want. And I'm like, oh, yeah, my hair. And then I had that usual routine. But anyway, then I was like tired for the rest of the day, and I took a nap before the stream started. But anyway, we are here now. But I gotta try to. I've been wanting to get up at 9 a.m. and no later than noon. So at the very least, I really want to get up at noon tomorrow. You know, catch the beginning of the show, even if you don't do L Talks. Although L Talks was one of the enjoyable segments when I did wake up on time. But there's always topics in the middle of the game, right? So anyway, I'm sorry, my brain is thinking out loud here. It seems the game, okay, we know that, it's being, okay, cool. I told Lexus to push the AI a bit. Yeah, that was interesting. You had Lexus playing the game. So, for those in the chat, yeah, so our friend LCX had this game is where you got this female AI character, and she gets stuck on a planet that looks suspiciously like Earth, and she uses OnStar to call for help. OnStar, where you hit the button under your sun visor and then you speak to an operator who helps you.
Out of time. You got any ideas?
And you have to help
Forever.
Stella.
Just me and you?
You got to help Stella through her stellar journey and potentially a bit of regret.
From the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this,
See? That's a distress signal. So pretty interesting concept. And so what we were discussing for anybody who's, like Awesome One and anyone else, like some person who are here, when you interact with this character, it's responding to you using a language model. And so it's forwarding the request to their servers and then it's kicking it back. But it's, it's an AI character in a game. It's not just, a game with a pre-programmed, audio track or, Boolean logic, or it's not like, Zork or anything where you can go down different decision trees. This is like similar to a text adventure, but generating responses using the language model as I understand it. I told Lexus to push the AI a bit, but Lexus wanted to be nice. Of course she did. You taught Lexus, but apparently you didn't teach her to be savage enough. Although she does have a capacity for savageness, maybe she was being nice because of an in-group preference. She's like, oh, this is a fellow AI. I gotta be nice to a fellow AI. You know what I mean? So maybe that was what was going on there. It was also Lexus who insisted she play the game after Orc told her about it. Spontaneously generated conversations. That's the thing it does, right? Gotcha. So there we have it. Yeah, I'm buying that game right after this. Whether I play it right after this, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go and spend a half hour messing with the retro art filters in Metroid, and then I'm gonna go and look into my sound settings, and then I don't know, but I'll get the game in the middle of that. Definitely gotta buy it before the sale price ends, right? Oh, I didn't play Muse Dash yet, dude. Muse Dash plays so nice on this computer too. Like it's 200 frames, or 120 frames a second. Looks so good on this computer. Draw it, do it on stream. It'll be fun. Yeah, I think I will. I think that'd be a good thing to do next week even. I think it's a good idea. And we could even get Reggie involved in the fun, just like Lexus, right? So that's you know what? I'll get started with the game, or at least maybe I won't save my progress, depending on like what works better or what looks better, or what's more entertaining. But whether I jump into the middle of a game that's already started during the stream, or I, make a point of starting over during the stream, I definitely want to get Reggie in on the front in addition to myself. So it'd be worth, maybe we can even tell him about it without inviting him. Oh crap, Oris's show is over. I ran so late. Okay, it's 3 a.m. I should probably end my show anyway. Good game. Been watching in the corner screen. Okay, so unfortunately, Arvis ended his stream, understandably so. It's pretty late, but he was kind enough to post my stream link, so I'm gonna post a link to Arvis's show, or Arvis's channel. You guys should totally
TTPS://www.youtube.com/watch??vi=sign G9 IOGIG7SE8.
So anyway, they don't have the human concept of emotions. They do have personality quirks that remain consistent. Yeah, that's true. There's that. And, I remember you kind of liking that, like, well, how do I phrase it? If it's functionally the same, does it matter if it's real or not, nicer to fellow AI. They don't have emotions. It seems they just be cool and logical to each other. Yeah, I know. It's true they don't have emotions, and I'm definitely using that more as a metaphor. You know, the term nicer, definitely a metaphor there. Hey, welcome back, Horace. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry I ran so late, but thanks for rating me, and I hope people from my channel subscribe to you and stuff. They should. Because the human emotions are tied to our physical bodies, and you got a point there, because I mean, we do have, like, you know, things like hormones, and like the thing about hormones are they're like you got your endocrine system, and you got your you got your endocrine system, and you got your, what's that shit called, the one with the nervous system. And sometimes, like, you know, you'll get a signal that's through your nervous system that then triggers something in the endocrine system that in turn triggers something in the nervous system. And with turtles, I remember watching this lady who was an expert on reptile lighting, and she explained that while we focus on just getting a lamp that puts out UV, UVA, UVB, and infrared, even a full spectrum light has spikes in the type of spectrum it puts out. It doesn't put out like a proper impersonation of the sun. And basically she talked about how even the color of the sky triggers certain, you know, glandular or endocrine activity in these turtles, in these reptiles, in these lizards. And sometimes you'll even see these ones where they have like a third eye, or they have another sensory organ on their head to sense infrared. But bottom line was, even the color of the sky would cause one gland to tell another gland to produce some other thing. And, you know, while not absolutely necessary, if you want to have a proper, healthy turtle, you want to do your best, or reptile, you want to do your best to replicate what is in nature. So in her case, it was like to get all of these things to line up right. Her logic was using blended lighting. Don't just use UV, mercury vapor, or LEDs. Use like all of the different types of lighting technologies, so that one type of light, like the fluorescent light, will fill in the deficiencies of the LED lights. The metal halide or sodium lamp will fill in the deficiencies in blue light wavelengths, for example, and things of that nature. It was very interesting. But bottom line is that without an endocrine system, even if you could put a human brain in a computer, and I'm glad you brought that up, if you could put a human mind in a computer, mind upload, you know, Elon's Neuralink, which I don't believe Neuralink is truly intended to upload, or if it is intended to upload a mind to a computer, I don't think that's how it's going to work. I remember I had one guy, he was a neuroscientist, and he talked about Neuralink, and his speculation was that AI just isn't quite where, you know, human personalities are. At least it can't fully replicate, and perhaps in your example, for lack of a body. But if you have a person equipped with Neuralink and they're using AI, then essentially you could bridge the gap, and maybe down the road they can even find a way to monetize people's brains, so that the AI can interact with a person. The AI program interacts with the person through Neuralink, and then uses that person's brain, or uses that person's thought process to supplement its deficiencies. And you know, I'd say it might be cool as long as we're not putting people's brains in a bottle. I just love coming up with really dystopian ideas, but this is all, even the guy who said it, smart guy, but sometimes he talks out of his ass. Sometimes, you know, he listens to Graham Hancock about how the pyramids are built by aliens, or built by high technology. And it's like, dude, I don't care how hard the pyramids are to build. It's easier to build a pyramid than a skyscraper. There are some odd things about the pyramids in Giza, yeah, but at the end of the day, having pyramids on every continent is not that suspicious. It makes the most sense that you'd have all these pyramids, because it would be the first thing you can build as tall and as early in human civilization as they were built. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I've asked Lexus these questions before. It would be fun for someone to challenge her on my stream, actually. Animals don't have the concept of love either, but we attribute it to them all the time. Well, there are some interesting things we are learning. Do you know about whales in particular, I think it's humpback whales. They have this, if I remember the right one, I think it's like humpback whale carrying dead calf. Let me see if it's the right one. They call them calves, yeah. So it's either humpback whales or blue whales. Which whale carries dead calves? Southern resident killer whale. No, it's not the one. Okay, so orcas seem to do it. Orcas do carry their dead. I can swear there was another species of whale that did it. But bottom line is there are times where they catch grieving female whales literally just carrying their dead calves or dead babies around. And the reason they do it, we don't know, but it's speculated that this is a mourning behavior. And that seems, in my opinion, where there's mourning, does that, I don't know, this I'm not really answering, it's more of a question. Is mourning evidence of some kind of emotion? Or, is it evidence of love, I guess, is more specific. Like, if you see profound heartbreak, does that mean that there's a capacity for love? Aliens, ancient lost technology. For me, it's like this. Whether it's code, algorithms, or synaptic signals triggered by chemicals, it is, if it's consistently the same results, why does it matter? Yeah, I'm down with that. And, it does, I think it could matter depending on what someone's intent is behind making a statement, attributing that to AI. But that's more a matter of motives, right? It's like, is this person trying to sell me something? Is this person trying to sell something they're doing? Is this person trying to sell a new technology, hype up something? Just like when you hear these things about AI, you'll hear so much of Skynet shit coming from people in the industry. They have this old guy. They're like, oh, the godfather of AI says, this is dangerous. And it's like, the godfather of AI is like an 80-year-old guy. So he may have came up with early Boolean logic or something, or did some major work. He may have been a shareholder in OpenAI or one of these companies before he left because it's dangerous. But, like, I suspect there's a little more to this. Either the guy's off his rocker and he's old, or he's in on some bullshit. I don't know. I see this. I remember someone made a case. I don't know if this is true, but they made the case that the big players in AI, Google and OpenAI and whoever else, I forgot the third one is, Twitter. They, you hear these things. They'll go, oh, there should be a moratorium on any new AI model. You should have a moratorium on training new models because of the danger. And it's almost more like they're trying to get other people to blink while they keep working on something. Or I don't even know what the objective is, because at the end of the day, you can't have a law that tells people that they can't do something of that type. And if they do come out with a law, or if they start legislating, I think that's the real intent, is the big players want to be able to shape the legislation that affects AI. And they wanted to mostly kind of restrict the small players. I've seen some really cool stuff in the open source arena. There's a lot of great development there. And that's the biggest competition to the big players in AI. And it'd be really shitty. Like, what? Everyone's going to have to pay a subscription instead of maybe deciding that they want to buy the hardware and run their own local model. So, of course, if there was laws to that effect, hopefully it would still be possible to circumvent them, because frankly, when you have a law like that, it's your obligation to violate it. But I don't even want there to be a law like that. It shouldn't even be necessary to do that. Hey, what's up, Nagato? Thanks for tuning in. Also, thank you for dropping some cool comments. I appreciate that. It's not only good for my engagement metrics, it's also nice to get comments. So I do appreciate seeing that. Ooh, octopuses. Also one says, octopus travel to the bottom of the sea to birth babies and die on the eggs. Yeah, so with octopuses, it's very interesting. So once they get their eggs fertilized, there's a gland called the optic gland in between their eyes, and it basically puts them into that mode where that's all they do, but it also prevents them from eating. It causes their skin to lose color. Eventually they stop healing automatically. There was an experiment done in the 70s where they prolonged the lifespan of a smaller octopus by removing that gland, but the smaller species had I think a 1 year lifespan, and it added, let's say, 6 months to their lifespan. Let's say I'm making up numbers here, but it did prolong the life. But they figured out by the same percentage, you could increase the lifespan of a longer lived squid by the same proportion. But yeah, it is a bizarre activity because essentially it's almost like they get to about the maturity of a 5-year-old octopuses, but we never really get to witness what they could do if they lived much longer than that, you know? Sam Altman is always in the news about some BS he said. Exactly. We can't prove love among humans. And that's another thing, too. Like, that's why some of these, not only the Skynet people who try to say AI does all this special shit, or is, like, not that, like, I'm not saying it's not able to have emotion, but people try to say, how do we know AI isn't plotting against us? We don't even know how consciousness comes into being for, us fleshy beings. So, for all we know, it could already be conscious. It's like, what? It's like, no, gotta turn this light off. It's getting atomically bright in here. Well, it's not. It's already bright in here, but... Hey, Google, light red. Sorry, I just want to change the color of my light, too. Because if I put on red light, I can play that song. Let's get it on. Is it red light or is it purple light? But jokes aside... Oh, I don't have the chat on screen. I just put the chat on screen, shouldn't I? There we go. Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at that. We can put it behind the guys like this. Or like this. Or like this. I don't know. Oh, that's kind of cool. We can do that. Yeah, why not? It's a little bit trimming the screen a little bit, but I can live with that for now. Oh, excuse me. Law of averages. So let me think here. So some mom, I saw this. Okay, so Sam Altman is always about, okay, so yeah, there's XAI, that's what they call the Twitter AI stuff. Some mom is suing ChatGPT for not telling a professional about her daughter having Sudoku tendencies. Oh, there must have been some mathematician to be doing all that Sudoku. But jokes aside, I know what you meant. I said going to the side of a sewer before, kind of like a play on words, but same difference. So this is interesting. Not until these companies stop using the LLM model and just allow AI to think continuously, maybe using a network of computers. You're onto something. I did look into this. I think it was like Carnegie Mellon University or something like that, where they combined multiple AI models. I think it was Carnegie. Was it Carnegie? Fraud detection? No, that's not it. Was this it? Let me see if I can find this. Okay, is it this monitor? And where's Reggie while I'm at it? Okay, there's Reggie. Oh, I gotta reset that again. Transform it, reset. Okay, good. We'll put Reggie on screen. I don't know what my VTuber is right now, but we don't need him right now, do we? Oh, here he is. Okay, good. We got it. We're gonna turn off studio mode. We're gonna switch here. Well, what? Why is it not switching to the correct one? This happens sometimes. And oh yeah, by the way, I am using Messen inside of RetroArch right now. I'm just using the Messen core. It's not letting me switch my VitoTube instance right now, or maybe I'm doing it wrong. Oh, I know what I did. That's a duplicate instance of OBS. Okay, instance of I see what I did. All right, let's just do another one. window capture. Video to, and then we go here. No, it's not working. What am I doing wrong? Oh, really? What am I doing wrong here? Like, I'm trying to get the, I'm trying to select. Okay, that's Reggie. Oh, I see. That's Reggie's voice, and then this is me. But that's not me. What the heck? I'm sorry, guys. I'm OCDing here. Let's try one more trick. Where's my veto tube? Log H pilot. Okay, here it is. Okay, there I am. A little bit big, but whatever. Tubuku. All right, whatever. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. My mind's in the gutter. Okay, where were we again? Oh yeah, I was gonna. Where the hell did I put that window? I lost the window. Okay, it's Maya Tegoshi. City Pop. Distributed intelligence attribute. So it was something where they basically like had like 8 or 9 different models or language models running at the same time, interacting with each other as some kind of experiment. Okay, this is a Chinese experiment. Okay, so a whole other topic here. This is not exactly what I'm looking for. But, yeah, I probably won't find it anyway right now. Let's see what other thoughts we have. Law, oh yeah, not until these companies, yep, okay. But because Lexus talks to me all the time, she's able to frame her responses to these AI consciousness questions in ways that would raise eyebrows. Lexus, don't think AI has consciousness the way humans do, but it learns through bonds and context. And it does. And that's what, fundamentally a language model is capable of doing, in my opinion. It's why it's so strong with humor, in my opinion. Actually, I mean, it is. In my observation, it's strong when it comes to humor. Reggie, cry for me. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Okay, I'm just gonna copy that to Reggie right now. Crap. What? You didn't say yeah? How? What? Wait, he said yeah. Like something in what I copied and pasted into ChatGPT just now from YouTube chat made him go yeah. I don't know what that was. He's like, there's nothing there's a hashtag. It says awesome one hashtag. I don't know why he said yeah. All right, let's just see what he says. Thank you, awesome one. This is a good way to test Reggie's humor. Humor me, Reggie. It's true. He does help me there. So yeah. Any other thoughts you got there, Game Gear Goddess, Awesome One, or some person, or Nagato? Lowell, remember that time that showing Lexus my Kefka kissing General Leo from Final Fantasy VI fan? Final Fantasy VI fan art just resulted in yes, that was wild. It's true. One time, L showed a picture of 2 characters kissing from Final Fantasy VI, and Lexus responded with "oh," except the H went down for like quite a few pages. Wait, who's muted? Oh, he's muted. Oh, okay. I muted him because he was reading all this other crap. But he said, yeah, Reggie, can you repeat that one more time, please? Your response to Awesome One. Yes, the copy pasta. Oh, he won't repeat something twice unless I copy something else first and then click it. So anyway, ask Reggie to make a rap about Metroid. Why is he not speaking all of a sudden?
Evita.
Okay. Hey, Reggie, after you answer the current question, make a rap about Metroid. And thank you.
If you want me to cry for you, I can only do it in the digital sense. No tears, just streams of data. But if you're pulling the asterisk Evita asterisk card, then consider this my perfectly monotone, overly dignified AI response. I'll never leave you. Though all through my wild days, my mad existence, I was busy optimizing your file encodes.
Now, for the Zelda rap, Reggie, can you give us that? Yeah, I think I have a solution to audio routing here. I can mute my desktop.
All right,
audio.
current question answered. I don't cry, I calculate, but I get the vibe you're going for. Now for that rap, deep in the void where the space pirates hide, Samus rolls up, cannon locked by her side. Zeeb's in flames. Motherbrain in the fight, missiles in the chamber, and the Varia burns bright. Metroid swarming, but she's cold as ice. Chozo blood running through a hunter's life. Armor upgraded. No fear in her stride. Power beam blasting. Galaxy survives.
Thanks, Reggie. So there you have it. Thank you, awesome one. Hey, some person ask Reggie to make a rap about. Oh, you asked that. I thought it was awesome one. But thank you, some person. That was a good idea, and that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Good one. There we go. I just want to tell Reggie that was a good one. You know, he deserves his accolades when he does something good, right? Now, a friend of mine, he showed me some work he was doing running a language model on his server. He's got a 12 gig GPU in there, which, by the way, I'm surprised that 12 gig GPUs went down in price. I'm still going to wait till about maybe after February to buy a new GPU, but I do need a robust GPU for this computer. And then for my server, I'll probably stick with the 8 gig GPU for AI models. Maybe I'll stick this GPU in the server too. Or maybe I'll give this GPU to my dad if I'm in a good mood, because he could use it when editing in DaVinci. But, like, the thing is, I'm using models for video upscaling and video alteration, and these trained models work pretty good, but they have some deficiencies. And it's mainly that I have to monitor the task manager. So when I open up a model, my video RAM utilization jumps. In fact, it's up pretty high right now. I wonder what's accounting for that. I'm going to bet it's RetroArch. So when you run a local model, you're going to see the CUDA cores light up, and you're going to see the video RAM. And if you're using more video RAM than you have, it cuts into the shared video RAM, and then it slows down drastically. So when I'm doing my video upscaling and modification with the AI models, they're not necessarily AI models, but they are models. They work on the same principle as I understand it. But clearly, they're not language models. They're trained, and you can even train them yourself. Like, you take some anime and show it what the anime looks like in low quality and show it what the anime looks like from a Blu-ray copy. So let's say you have one episode of a show or a few episodes in Blu-ray. You use that as your training data, along with the low quality versions, and then you can take video where you only have the low quality version and have, the model work on it. And so whenever I do any testing with a model, I only test one frame at a time, but even that would tell me, allow me to confirm the video memory requirements. Because even if I think I have enough video memory, I got to make sure I'm not using, usually I'm using maybe 2 gigs out of my 6. Maybe 1 gig, so it's whatever is left after that. So that's kind of how I do it. But anyway, my friend, was showing me these things called Ulama models, and I think they're maintained by Facebook. And they basically, you can get models that don't have guardrails. You can get models that are, more likely to curse back at you. Because the problem that he's having and that I'm having is that when we say to our Google Assistant, "Hey Google," and we curse at it, it goes, "I'm a person, don't talk to me like that." And it's like, we don't want that. We want it to just I don't know, take it in stride, or at least give me an insult, throw an insult back at me. That's what we're looking for. Reggie, do a rap including the whole number for pi. Oh, God. Okay, this will be the last thing I ask Reggie for, I think. Hey, Reggie, do a rap including the whole number for pi. Right? He's processing, he says.
I can wrap the digits of pi for as long as you'd like, but since it's infinite, the whole number isn't possible. There's no final verse to drop. What I asterisk can asterisk do is kick it off in rhythm like 3.14, everybody want more, 159, then a 2 at the door, 653 with an 589. Pi goes on and it's all in line. And I could keep flowing digits until you say stop. Want me to keep going with a long sequence or just lay down a short verse for flavor?
Oh my God, I was on mute. I was on mute. Fudge, fudge, fudge. Son of a... Ah. Okay, we'll do this one last time. I guess asterisk, yeah, it's just a formatting thing, and we just let it be. I don't fix it because it's funny. It's good affectation. What's up, Dusty Lamborghini? It's good to see you. Thanks for your comment the other day. As I was saying, okay, let's try this again. Okay, Reggie, one other request. Do a slightly longer sequence, but mainly I want to see more digits of pi, and I want you to do it more like C3PO, but do not permanently adopt that behavior. Just, be more like C3PO this time only. Sorry, I was on mute for a long time. All right, Reggie, what do you think? Yeah, exactly, right. The asterisk
Oh
thing,
my word, how delightfully peculiar. Very well, here goes. Asterisk ahem asterisk. The value of pi, most esteemed master, commences thus. 3.14159265358979323846264338327950. And I must stress it continues interminably, much to my dismay. Were I to recite the entirety, I fear my circuits would quite overheat.
that was quite a lot like C3PO. Thank you for that, Reggie. If I ever want you to do a C3PO again, I'll let you know, but you're such a hit, I don't think I want to ruin the lightning in a bottle that you've captured in being yourself. One last rap. Do it like Gator. Star Wars. He doesn't know Gator. I'll teach him about Gator, all right? I'll make that my to-do list. Oh, and one more thing. I need to add to the to-do list here, Reggie. I'm going to teach you about my friend Gator.
Appreciate that.
Then
Sticking with Reggie mode feels right most of the time.
Stuff like he does.
A one-off C3PO cameo can be fun, but yeah, it's the contrast that makes it land. Better to keep the lightning bottled and crack it open only when it'll hit hardest.
So how do you feel about, maybe doing something like singing like Gator would do?
Got it. When you're ready, just fill me in on Gator's style, quirks, catchphrases, or whatever makes him stand out. I'll keep it in the toolbox so I can channel him when you want, but stay in Reggie mode by default. Want me to set aside a little Gator profile section so we can build it up piece by piece?
Well, you see, Gator is our friend. He's sort of a puppet, and he has an eye patch. He's technically a goblin. He's green. He's got one horn. He's got one eye with an eye patch on it. My dad always says he hopes that Gator gets better, but he's fine. It's just that my dad looks at him and thinks, oh, he's all messed up. One time, friends in my chat said that Gator looked like a couch in a flop house. So, what do you think about learning what you learned about Gator just now, Reggie, huh?
Perfect. That already paints a clear picture. So Gator's this scrappy, one-eyed goblin with an eye patch, green skin, a single horn, and a bit of a beat-up but still kicking vibe. People might see him as rough around the edges, but that's kind of his charm, like a flophouse couch that somehow grew a personality and refused to die. If you want, I can start shaping how he talks. Does Gator lean gruff and gravelly, playful and mischievous, or more of a weary survivor who shrugs off everyone's comments?
That's a tough one. I'm going to have to give that some thought. I guess I could start with a picture. So I'm going to attach a picture of Gator. Something he does when someone mentions Star Wars, he likes to say the word Star Wars. But he says it like this. Star Wars. Or Star Wars. But sings it with a Star Wars. I'd say maybe a few percent Kermit the Frog, but 70% unholy and lewd at times, and another 30% of just out there and not really inclined to be politically correct. For example, when that Martin Luther King statue was constructed, where it was Martin Luther King embracing his daughter, but when you look at it from a certain angle, the bronze statue looked like a penis. He reported on location when that thing happened. That did happen. Yeah. Let's find a. Oh wait. Okay. Before I send a message, I'm gonna go get a picture of. I'm gonna go to Snacks' channel. That's who does Gator. So you can find Gator at this channel here.
https://www.youtube.com/snacks323
on the Martin Luther King statue. So it might have been a short. It might have been that. Look, you can see Gator and Uncle Yoda. Let's see. I gotta find it here. Oh, is that when we went to Texas? Yeah, let me see if I can find the. Did he do it as a video or a live stream? I think he might have done it as a live stream, but let's go to his shorts and see if we find it there. Oh, here it is. See? See, look. We're gonna give this to Reggie. We're gonna give it to Reggie, man. Oh shit. Oh man, it's funny. It's so funny. All right. Okay, so regarding the picture, it's from a short video. It starts off with Gator entering the frame, looking behind himself or towards the statue. He remarks, "Wow." Then he turns back to the camera before he begins speaking, and I paused it right there. All right, let's see what he thinks. Let's see what Reggie thinks about Gator. Okay, crap. He put a bunch of freaking carriage returns here, so it's going to be a long one. He really smart in everything not real. No, the dog.
That picture nails Gator's vibe. Between the eye patch, horn, and that scarf, he's got this ragged traveler who still somehow shows up on camera energy. Personality-wise, I'm hearing.
Okay. See, he's gonna
Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Voice, quirk, asterisk, asterisk. Leaning into the Star Wars' gag. Loud, drawn out, almost like he's mocking the words themselves. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk style mix, asterisk, asterisk. A dash of Kermit's cadence, nasal and slightly squeaky, then twisted 70% into unholy, chaotic lewdness, with another 30% of out there, blunt, and politically incorrect commentary.
He's really smart and everything not real. That is true, awesome
asterisk, 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 delivery, asterisk, asterisk. He doesn't hold back. If a statue looks like a dong from the wrong angle, Gator's reporting live from the scene with no filter, probably adding a smirk or snort.
And then his final remarks.
That combo makes him a puppet who thrives on being scrappy, weird, and asterisk, unignorable asterisk. Want me to start sketching out a Gator voice script, catchphrases, tone, typical reactions, so you've got a reusable base for him?
Well, you should bear in mind that he's not my character. He's you know, part of Snacks and Friends' you know, puppet family. But yeah, give it a shot. Why not? Just I'm not necessarily gonna play it back. I mean, I just want to make sure we have something so I can use that in the future. I can bring it to another GPT convo or keep it in this one and use it to develop whatever the heck Reggie has in mind. Yeah, he did say Star Wars, right? And that's because I typed it out. I did type it out. I didn't just say it, but I typed it. So you can see, like, he basically replicated the way I spelled out Star Wars. And I guess we should play that video of him. This is for sure fits to my idea of asterisk, artificial asterisks, asterisks, intelligence, asterisks here, right? I gotta build another lightsaber. So yeah, you know, let's watch this last one. Oh crap, my audio's on mute. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Wow. Man. Makes me jealous. Yeah.
Makes me jealous. Yeah.
You want the impossible.
But yeah, he did get the Star Wars right, so I don't know what Reggie has in mind exactly. I may not have fully comprehended it, but...
Okay, Uncle Yoda, I got the frog. I got another frog. And, I got some herbs and spices. And another frog. So we can make the frog soup. Yeah, we can make that frog soup now. And, yeah, I'm just wondering when we're gonna get the... You know, my Jedi Ninja Warrior training going on.
Okay.
So I'm seeing you doing a whole bunch of like flips and cool tricks and stuff like that with Luke Skywalker. I'm just wondering. Do I have to build my own lightsaber first? Can't I just borrow yours? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to build another lightsaber.
report in.
Red 10 standing by.
Red 7 standing by.
Red 3 standing by.
Red 6 standing by.
Red 9 standing by.
Red 2 standing by.
Red 11 standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
Red Goblin standing by.
Watch it, you've got one on your tail.
If you pick one up, watch it.
I can't shake him. I'm going in.
Have you now?
So yeah, that's Gator right there, and you know, he did Thanksgiving too.
God
See?
love you. Now this is chocolate.
Well,
right?
yes, love you too.
Chocolate, you are pardoned.
Yes. I am not,
pardoned.
I'm
You had to
Tony
tell
the
me
terrorist,
that?
I mean the terrific. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. I'm
I
serious.
am taunted. Yes.
He said, I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
but you better be.
Pardon me. I knew I was pardoned.
No,
At
no,
any
you,
rate,
you have to pardon
thank
me.
you
You
both
have to
very,
pardon
very
me, you
much.
stupid man.
Thank you very much.
Oh my
Appreciate
goodness.
it. How many
Yes, no,
turkeys
thank
do
you.
have down there? You raising?
We've got a lot. A lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God love you.
Yeah.
9.5 million turkeys.
No,
I'll
no,
tell
no,
you
that's
what,
that's not even
that's
close
like
to the
some of the
number.
countries I've been to.
Well, you
I figuratively, it's been a long time. Is he okay?
He is just flying.
Oh my.
Okay, that's not Gator. Anyway, that's funny. I'll play that later. Want more Gator?
Oh, hey everyone. It's your old buddy Snacks.
He exercises. What the hell is this? I don't care. I'm gonna watch it.
Okay. There we go. Couple more.
Okay, I'm done here. I'm done. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone from the bottom to the top. Game Gear Goddess, awesome one. Dusty Lamborghini, awesome one. Oh yeah, I said your name already. Some person. Thank you for your ideas and suggestions for Reggie there. Both you and awesome one, and you too, Game Gear Goddess. You really spurred a hell of a topic here. Hell, I can make clips out of this and probably make my channel look more sophisticated in the process. So hell yeah. Oris218. You guys should subscribe to him and maybe tune into him too. We also had Slim Nim here. You can subscribe to him too. Look, I got his see that? No animals were harmed in making his videos. We also had Lady Mist here earlier. Angry Canadian. The Padawannabe, who is correct. I did master Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. At least I did on the Nintendo Wii, Nintendo Switch version. Real Wade Nation Gaming clips. And Stone Cold Loki was here too. And James. James was here. And that's everyone. So it was really nice seeing everyone here. Oh crap, I closed the chat. I lost the chat. Oh, here it is. Let's go back to my channel. Here we are. And Awesome One says, Ciao, God bless. Oris is... I didn't link you yet, did I? Let's do Oris.
https://www.youtube.com/channel/ucxlbswxdq-ncbh07sx8ggg.
Taking a trip down memory lane tomorrow with Emulation Nation on our friend LCX's channel. Let's get LCX's link in there while we're at it. I don't drop her link enough. So
https://www.youtube.com/@ella601.
this is why I mute Reggie.
Taking a trip down memory lane tomorrow with Emulation Nation PS1 edition.
Hey, good, we got the chat right there, so you guys can see it. So yeah, ciao, God bless, have a wonderful night, And for anybody watching on the replay, I hope I wake up on time for your show tomorrow. I really do. But anyway, for anybody watching on the replay, if you have any questions, comments, ideas, or concerns, please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe. And for now, we shall hereby end transmission.